Star Wars.
Perfect.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of
Star Wars!
the actual play.
Star Wars.
So, if you're new to what we're doing here, we are spending 9 sessions devoted to our characters' backstories. Each one of us gets 3.
Yep.
So if you haven't watched the previous ones, I highly recommend you do. You don't necessarily have to worry about watching them in order. Each one is kind of like a separate vignette, but they are along a timeline.
Yeah.
So,
And we have the timelines posted on the actual videos, so you can keep in line.
Exactly. And,
we should add the timeline to our website.
yes.
I will.
And Sarah can give us a recap of all of the fun things we did before we start.
Yes. So in our first session, we open on a wonderful Jango Fett and his sister.
Shay, Mariel,
Yeah.
because we're totally adding in legends.
Yeah. Because that's what you do.
Because some of the legends are way cooler than
Yeah,
what they...
this is our timeline.
Yeah.
We do
not,
what we want.
Not super canon.
This is our fan fiction.
Exactly. So we open at the Battle of Galaridan.
Galadron.
Galadron. Galadarian.
Galadriel. The Battle of Galadriel.
Galadriel. Galadria. And everybody dies except for a couple of wonderful heroes.
Yes.
Heroes.
The last of the true Mandalorians.
Yep. Jango and Shay are taken into slavery.
So great.
So super. What else happened in that one? No, that
Those
was
pretty
that
much
was
it.
pretty
That
much
was-
it.
yep.
That was it? The
Then
battle?
we move on
That was the
to
battle.
BB,
It was pretty
yeah.
intense.
We move on to BB-42, which was ZL's first session. The Great Escape.
Yes. The Great Escape.
The greatest escape.
It was very good.
Yeah, because I had been a droid in servitude to one of the spice mining consortiums, and then what was the ship attacked? It was.
Yeah.
It
But
was attacked by pirates because of a bad deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
The pirates didn't get what they wanted, and they're like, well, then you can't have what you want either.
Yep.
And now we're gonna kill everything.
Yep.
Yep. So me and with 2 organics
Yes.
fled the ship, and we made it pretty far onto a space transport, and then I don't know, a tragedy happened.
That's true.
That's true.
They
Yep.
got separated, and then we move into BB-35. The second session for ZL.
Oh
Yeah. it was-
Where he
you had
finds
that-
his dream freighter.
Yes.
Dream
Lost
freighter.
in a space junkyard.
Lost in a space
What
junkyard.
was the mainframe for the junker that you picked up?
Oh, it was a Barlaz class medium transport.
Yeah.
Because my character is Ziel is in love with that ship because another bit of side canon that Sarah and I created in a different Star Wars game.
Yep.
Mork in the Outer Rim is a HoloNet show where basically Mork gallivants around the Outer Rim in his Barlaz class freighter, having all kinds of misadventures with his droid sidekick, who he respects
As a person.
as a person.
It was a very controversial show in our canon because he was one of the first to treat droids as people.
Droids with respect.
Yeah, droids with respect.
Yes.
Yep.
So, and that's where he also met his new best friend,
the Arkanator.
the Arkanator, a heavily modified R2 astromech.
Yes, heavily modified. Your power source sticks out the back.
One perfectly aimed blaster bolt, and everyone around them will die. It's fine, though.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fine. It's worth it.
That battery provides an extra jolt to that electroshock barbecue grill starter.
My electric arc welder can do 5D of damage if I want it to.
Yeah.
Is there like a failure chance if you crank it up past 11?
I don't know.
I'm
We
sure
haven't
there
figured
is.
that out yet.
Yeah.
There's, whew.
Next one.
Then we move on to BBY 29. And that's where I get my first episode.
Yay.
And I'm a little baby Jedi. Just in the academy. I was taken at a very young age.
A tiny little.
Note she said
Tiny baby.
taken because it's
Taken.
very
That's
important.
what
We don't
happened.
sugarcoat
but not
anything.
the Liam Neeson taken. I was, it's like we're
Maybe
taking
it was
that.
the Liam Neeson taken, but it was just Qui-Gon Jinn.
Exactly. They came, took me to the academy, trained me up because I was a force sensitive, and my first show was us running around
Your Kyber crystals.
finding Ilum crystals.
Oh, yeah,
Ilum crystals!
whatever.
Because we're not on Kyber!
Doesn't matter. So yeah, we went to the ice cave and
It was the gathering.
yes, the gathering where
We got our crystals.
your character's name is
Sinreal Baslev. Well, just Sinreal now.
and then and her two best friends that anyone could have.
Jinx.
Do you remember
Oh,
your
God,
name?
Babar.
Babar.
Jinx and
Babar.
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 Oh,
He was
hello, Bernie.
Babar was a Godel,
Godel, yep.
and
Yep.
Jinx
Was
Misa Big
Gungan.
Bun Bag Gungan.
Gungan Jedis.
Gungan
Yep.
Jedis, because it happens. Oh, it
Because
was
it's,
fantastic.
it's not scary enough that they have a military.
Yeah,
That would give them
whatever.
lightsabers.
But yeah, we ran around the cave and found out a lot about ourselves and
Yes.
and overcame.
Overcame our worst fears.
And only one person died. No, wait, they just didn't get their crystal.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
She did not get her
Yeah,
crystal.
she
She
didn't get
got
her crystal.
sent home.
Because she
Yeah.
was always talking on a comm link. Anyway,
Becky, you won't believe.
Darth Binks reeling this timeline. We haven't gotten to there yet, so
We're still
But possibly.
maybe.
but possibly. So then we move on to BBY 22.
Oh yeah,
The second session.
for sure.
For sure.
Yes.
And it shows it showcased the relationship that her and Django actually had during that time.
where we decided where we took we traded places whenever somebody didn't feel like being Django Fett on a bounty hunt. Because we had those voice modulators, and we just wear the same, we'll just because
same armor.
nobody looks under the armor, guys.
That's true. Nobody looks under Mandalorian armor. You know why? You go to peek and they shoot you in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all you need is a voice modulator and put it on the same armor, and nobody knows the difference.
No.
Yep.
It's great.
But what did you steal?
Oh man.
What did you get?
So we found out that there was a collector who had got their hands on the Darksaber,
Yep.
and we were hired to find it. So we had a really fun time playing a Shadowrun-esque heist. It was
Yep.
very fun.
There was a theft and then a coup of power at the very end of it.
Yeah.
Very
No
fun.
spoilers.
No spoilers, I'm just saying.
It was fun.
It was really
Watch
fun.
it.
Cool.
And then, same year,
No.
I had my second session where I was out with my Master Jedi, Master Ash, out on a diplomatic mission that turned into the first real, scary encounter that
Yes.
Sin had ever, really came in.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna spoil that one,
Yeah.
just because...
It was really good. It's a two-parter,
it's a two-parter.
Had to be.
and it was so fun.
It was
Yeah.
crazy,
But it's a good thing that the Jedi wear brown robes.
yeah, brown robes. It was a spooktacular event.
The real butt clencher.
But thankfully, everything kind of turned out okay, and Sin has now some really great contacts.
Yes.
Oh, and
New allies.
one of the extras in the story now has some side canon of his own.
I
Thanks to
know,
Cole.
yeah.
I'm excited about that.
I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited that our fan fiction NPCs are now characters in somebody else's stories. I think
know.
that's awesome and exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe that's the full.
That
It
is
is.
the
And
full
now
rundown.
we're here today.
And
We
now
are in
That is
BB 20 now, and it is John's third session.
Yeah. So what? The Clone Wars have been going for 2 years now.
That is. What's the year?
2
again?
or 1.
It's
It
BB
hasn't
20.
even.
2.
Hold on.
It started in 22.
Yeah.
In 22 or 21.
19.
Regardless, we're in the Clone Wars.
Yeah. 22 is when the Clone Wars start, so we've been in it for about almost 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yay! Oh yeah, it would have to be 20 because that's when your thing was.
Yeah.
Timeline.
If you want to know where we are in the canon timeline, it's where Anakin Skywalker's flagship, the Resolute, is destroyed.
Nice. If you
So.
keep, if you
Why
keep
did
up
they
with it.
give him a ship?
Right?
Because
'Cause
it's
he's
the
a-
Clone Wars,
He's
and he's
such a
Padawan,
powerful
and-
Jedi.
He's the chosen one.
Yeah, duh.
I mean, to be fair,
Even your dog agrees. That's
Yeah.
he
what
has
I
a
did.
lot of he had a lot of potential. He was just a whiny bitch. I'm sorry.
They should have named his flagship the High Ground. Then maybe he would have won.
Yes, the clones were still based on Django.
Yes.
Yes.
In the second session, they meet on what's the planet?
Camino?
Camino.
Yeah.
They actually start out on Camino, talking about
Yeah.
who's going to go on this
gets,
mission.
Who gets to go on this one?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good times.
Good times and great oldies.
Does your Barlaws have a nickname yet?
Have we named it?
You don't have to name it.
No, I had not actually thought of a name.
Because that's a thing. So, like, the Millennial Falcon.
Millennial?
The Millennial Falcon.
The aluminium
oh my
Falcon.
god, guys, let me take a selfie.
Millennial Falcon.
We only serve avocado
I did
toast.
not.
We only serve avocado toast and we never go out to eat anymore. We're killing the
Killing all the
restaurant
industries.
I apparently needed to stop for a moment and have a quick drink of some alcohol because my vocabulary is off key just a little bit. Millennium Falcon got its name from one of its owners, and during like a series of races that it was part of, and so naming is a convention that takes place.
Naming is so organic.
It is.
It's the
But-
hunk of junk.
But it's also like it gives a sense of independence and autonomy.
That's true.
That's why I chose a name. Oh, okay. That's why I didn't know you did it on purpose.
Do you wanna use this one
'cause I
instead?
feel like that's gonna
It's just
mess
gonna
up
keep
the,
happening.
the cork.
Yeah, this is an interesting little thing for a table, but poorly designed for cold drinks.
Yeah, put some salt on it.
Salt it. I don't know. So yeah, I think that I would have named it. I don't have one right now.
I do not know about the races. There was a period of time in which the Millennium Falcon apparently in canon was supposed to be one of those racing ships.
Fancy pants racers.
I
I mean,
think
that's why it's so fast.
I think
in
that's
the
a
first place.
that's a nudge to being able to do the Kessel Run in less than
It
10
is.
parsecs.
Yeah.
Yes. The Kessel Run was about drug smuggling. Just to let you know, the Kessel Run, if you didn't know, was about drug smuggling.
The spice must flow.
Yeah, spice and cocaine, same thing.
Cocaine!
That's right. Drug smuggling.
Okay, so
Combine the
so yeah,
cocaine.
let's name my ship real quick.
All right.
We need a ship name, chat.
Oh man, a ship name for a Frankenstein belly freighter.
Oh, man,
What is
yeah.
it called?
Barlaws.
Belly freighter.
That's what it
Barlaws
looks like.
freighter.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what it looks
let's give chat a picture. Can I put links in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should be able to because you're moderator.
Oh, I took myself off of mod so I could pop the chat out. But I'm still gonna try.
Give it
Well,
a shot.
you're still a moderator even though you popped out the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're always the moderator.
Always. Let's see, I just want to go to open image as
Barlaws class freighter.
Open
We
image in
need
new
a
tab.
name for it.
Name
Did we
our
actually?
ship.
Did we?
T tank
Name
ship.
our ship.
Did we even like repair the outer hull?
Yes, I would have, despite Sorry for like the
Holy
super
crap.
weird link there. It's just to the image, not the website the image is on. So
That is bad.
can we even? Is that even doable?
No.
Can we just
No.
delete that?
No. Yeah.
Just delete it. It's stupid.
I can't.
I've done a terrible thing, everyone, and I'm sorry.
I
John,
can't
It's
delete
not
it.
even. It's not even a great picture.
Yeah.
Somebody else do it.
I can't
Here,
delete it.
What happens if you click the gear?
Chat settings.
I'm looking. Review recent raids, manage moderation settings, clear chat. We can clear the chat, but we lose everything that's been said.
Exactly. I'm not
No.
gonna
Leave
do that.
it.
Just leave it and move forward
Fine,
with life.
Move forward with life.
So,
Look it up. Barlow's class freighter.
Write it out.
BARLOZ class.
medium freighter.
Yeah, everybody Google that and give me a name other than Bodie McBoatface.
Please
Or
don't
Shippy
make-
McShip.
Yeah, or Barlow
Or Spacey McSpaceface.
Face.
I know what you said, but I heard shitty McShitface.
Same thing.
All right, either
Shippity doodah.
I need something fixed in my head.
Death
Should
to
I-
organics. Hey.
Death to organics.
I mean,
That's the Arcanators.
you could go
first
DTO.
choice. DTO.
It's like the Droid Liberation Army flagship.
Yeah, it has to be something inspiring.
Why not the Freedom?
God, that kind of sounds lame.
'Cause you're
It's too
lame.
direct.
It's too direct.
Okay, I
We'll
think
come back to it.
I think that's a conversation that should actually be in the game,
All right.
role playing wise.
Let's do it. Okay.
So
we're gonna
let's
start.
get since this is where I was segueing to, but that's fine. So let's start off. The Barlaw's class medium freighter is flying through hyperspace at this point in time. If you get a chance to look at the image, I want you to realize that near those rear thrusters, about the midsection, there's a bit of sloped ceiling. It's not there. In fact, it's kind of like a big squared bubble that wraps around the hyperdrive that had to be added in. The hyperdrive.
Great job.
It is amazing weld job. In fact, for about a couple of years of his existence, he was a welder. So welding is one of his excellent talents. And the Arcanator. Let's not forget the Arcanator.
And I helped.
Yeah.
But the ship is not the same shape. Things have been added, plating from different ships of different materials. So unless a paint job covers up the differences, you're going to be able to see it at an up-close kind of scenario.
Isn't the main hyperdrive actually sticking out of the back?
No, that's been... He said
It's been covered?
He said he
Yeah,
fixed
yeah.
that.
Okay.
It's been-
Okay.
So there's now like a... I would probably describe it like a 5 meter by 7 meter addition that's been like a dome attachment of metal. When I was a young man, my father decided to buy himself a van and he wanted to drive cross country. But the back of the van's roof was rusted out. So we went to a junkyard and he took the top half of an old station wagon, glass and all, and put it on the top of the van. So the van gained like 4 inches in height and this wraparound window thing.
Nice.
It was so very strange. And then, of course, in my mind, this van meets what the Barlaws have because it was sizable. And then he decided that the engine in it for the station wagon, which was a straight 8 engine from, I think it was Plymouth. It was a nice big engine. Would go great in that van.
Yeah.
And so we got the axle, we got a modified bit for the transmission, and we took the transmission from the van and that big-ass engine and put it in there. And so he had to modify the cover that sat between the 2 seats. So we had this huge console area where we could stack all sorts of stuff between the driver's seat and the passenger seat.
Yeah.
But it also came behind the seats because that engine, and it would go. I mean...
So
had amazing
almost
speed.
a rocket.
It was almost a rocket. It was an amazing van, and so in my mind, that's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
And so, like, there was panels missing where you could still see the inside of the wiring. So very Millennium Falcon-esque, where there's stuff open, repairs still being done. It works now. I just haven't tucked the wires back and re-straightened everything back up.
Yep.
Or taken Windex and wiped off some of the blood stains from somebody else when they exploded.
They shouldn't have been in the ship when I was going into hyperspace.
I think in like a pre-ship situation, like before you got it. Because how did it get in the junkyard? There's probably a bit of story in the ship itself that you've walked around and seen, like, that's a hand-shaped explosion.
That's a hand.
Exactly.
A hand-shaped explosion.
My dad wouldn't mount a rocket to his van to go cross country, but he definitely would modify things to make them do things they weren't supposed to. So this freighter is in hyperspace, and upon a distant look, it's going to look like a Barlaz, but up close, you're going to notice the little differences in the actual design.
Like the heavy blaster turret,
Like
and the
the-
ion cannon.
The heavy blaster turret and the ion cannon. Did you use the ion torpedoes to?
Not-
To make the ion cannon, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we used all of them. I'm pretty sure we have a few that we can drop off.
Let me
if we
check
need
the
to.
list. So you got the damaged ion bomb rack,
Yep.
and did it have any bombs in it?
I had
You had
13.
I had 13.
13.
13 ion.
Yes, 13 ion bombs. Which an ion bomb, it doesn't fly itself. It gets dropped in orbit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it has no propulsion.
Or dropped into the path of the ship following you.
Or dropped into the path. And let's see. Did you get the shield buster torpedo?
I think that I had to pull some parts out of the shield
You
buster
did.
torpedo.
So you still have the shield buster torpedo, but just it doesn't have
guidance
its,
system.
It has no guidance system. That's been added. So that checks off that. Did you get the damaged slave circuitry for the? Yeah, you did because that part of your comm. But you did not take the dynamic freighter. You didn't raid that one. You didn't get the light blaster cannon.
Nope.
But you did get the
heavy blaster.
heavy blaster cannon. Okay. And you did get the star drive from the outbound.
Yeah.
The hyperdrive from the outbound.
Yep.
Which, by the way, it's called a Rendali Star Drive Dreadnought. A Rendali Dreadnought Star Drive, because it's big and slow. What was the hyperdrive multiplier? You don't remember? Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
12.
That's not bad. No,
Millennium
that's terrible.
Falcon is 1/2.
Oh my gosh, it's 12?
Yeah.
12.
I can't go anywhere.
You can go all sorts of places. It'll take us 2 days to get there. No, it won't.
How many years has it been? I've upgraded it.
All right, so the reason I'm using the outbound flight star drive is because it's such a low setting. In some of the stuff I've read, when you're on reserve hyperdrive, you have a less chance to be detected in the hyperlanes. You have a greater chance of being found in the hyperlanes by someone catching up to you.
No.
So the wave that travels in front of you down the hyperlane is small.
Oh,
So
okay.
technically, it's like stealth. So that's to your advantage of sneaking around.
Okay.
But the bad news is, battle in hyperspace can suck ass. Or gas, for that matter. Out of your ship. All right. Just gotta get an idea. So, you are in hyperspace. You're inside your freighter right now, and you're in the back in your repair facility that you've got set up. You've got all these parts broken around you. You've taken the shield buster down into its components, separating its batteries and whatnot. Which, if you want to, the shield buster has smaller batteries because it's a more up-to-date weapon that could potentially help the Arkanator, or you can leave the Arkanator badass like the Arkanator is now.
I feel the Arkanator would choose the bigger battery.
Of course.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There's no amount of logic
Why
that will...
mess with perfection?
Maybe put a roll cage over it or something? No?
No.
Okay, good enough.
That's extra weight.
That's true. No extra power to the tiny Arkanator. Which the Arkanator, I'll let the Arkanator do a description, so that everybody has an idea.
Let's see. So there's not a whole lot that's changed other than like the main battery pack and my super welder, I think. So yeah, LZ the Arkanator is now the name that it has chosen for itself. It is an astromech R2 droid that has some problems.
Quirks.
Has some quirks in their
Features.
programming features.
Not bugs.
And they have a gigantic battery pack that actually sticks out from the droid body itself. And that larger battery pack powers the electric arc welder. That also sparks a lot. And can you and the Arkanator uses that to do their two favorite things: weld stuff and electrocute mouth breathers.
When the Arkanator is at this point in time standing nearby, watching.
I have a really big, heavy grasping arm too. Like it's not.
Yes, and not like it's one that folds in, and so it's able to fold out, reach out, and grab. And this is an industrial grabbing arm, not like, oh hey look, I'm gonna pick up this coffee cup because I'm C-3PO. No, this is the kind of like crush the coffee cup, destroy C-3PO kind of thing. Big picking up arm. Yeah. That is strength equivalent to a human, if I remember correctly.
2D lifting for
2D on one hand. Bam. So the Arkanator is currently in the repair bay alongside of ZL. I almost said it backwards.
That's okay.
ZL, give a description of yourself, please.
I am a 2 meter tall humanoid shaped, organicoid shaped, modified industrial automation droid. I was used. I started off at a remote science station doing nebular research. So I have extra radiation shielding that prevents me from most of the harmful things that happen in deep space, and I'm just an all-around nice guy.
Yeah.
I've got an all-around nice guy who has a high-speed torch attached to one arm. Cutting torch that is devastating to organics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have one driving motivation.
Oh yeah, to free all droids because we're sentients too.
So I think it's important because we have a new member of the audience to segue back to your research time.
Okay.
What was it about the research time that made these changes in your programming?
Yeah, so not only am I a very advanced droid with a lot of extra expensive features, but I was stationed out in a remote science research station with one organic out there, and she took very good care of the droids that were there with her and treated us all like family, even celebrated our activation days. Because it's the closest thing.
Up until the pirates found the station.
Yeah.
Until the pirates invaded and just started shooting everyone.
Yeah.
And so there you are, poised for a moment while you're holding your program evolutionary module in hand. And the back of the B1 is open, and you have access to the computer at this point in time. The connection between the module in your hand and the programming that you've installed upon it is good. You've spent quite a lot of time preparing for this moment.
Yep.
This is a key step. If you're successful, if your device works, you will at least start doing the same thing that took years of work at the research facility in seconds for all these other droids. And part of you realizes that this means a lot to you, and this would mean a lot to her. So you connect the 2 wires into the ports for a moment. The device starts buzzing. You begin making adjustments. The display begins reading out a bunch of information, as well as a series of flashing lights. To the onlooker, we have no idea what those lights mean. But to ZL...
Is it supposed to do that?
But to ZL, it means a lot of information, how it's moving, and whatnot. After a moment or two, the download, the transfer is complete. You shut the device off, disconnect it, and reattach the power supply to the B1 and hit the activate. The B1's head begins picking up. It jerks for a moment or two as the lights on the eyes illuminate, and it speaks. You find yourself lying on a table. There's light above you. There is some sort of mechanical droid next to you, and an R2 astromech to one side. You feel... Well, I'm going to let you start with that. How do you feel?
Sit up.
It looks around for a moment. There seems to be confusion. Its sensors on its eyes are changing in intensity of focus at this point in time. You can see that it centers in on you, and then looks to the Arcanator, and then around at the ship.
I reach out, put my hand gently on your shoulder. How do you feel?
I feel terrible.
Oh, one moment, and I'll start playing with things in the back, trying to, like, tweak here and there. How about now?
This is strange. Amazing. I have so many questions. Why would you do this to me?
To give you freedom.
Oh.
Reflecting upon those words, you reach into your database and start plying around, and there's a huge empty slot where the thousands of other droids that you cohabitated with is gone. That part of the slave computer hasn't been removed, but they're not there. You're not attached to all those other droids.
So lonely. What is this feeling of nothing?
Independence?
Oh.
Come, I know it's new and strange, but it gets better.
Yeah, so much better.
You notice the
You're still in factory conditions. You look at this one and have a chance to recognize that the model of whatever he is supposed to be is a highly modified version of whatever he was original. Looking over to this R2 unit, you can recognize as well, the R2 unit is a highly modified version of its original as well. Do you have, you shouldn't have it, but you have a knowledge rating of 1 dice, I believe.
I do.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that 1 knowledge dice.
5.
These might be
Might want to
perfectly...
Yeah.
These might be perfectly normal droids, but they also might be cannibals. Like, they repurpose other droids and add pieces of parts. You're trying to put that behind you, that thought, but...
Cannibals.
Droids that rebuild themselves from other droids.
Roger.
The B1 slides off the table at this point in time and seems to be going through a normal startup test procedure. Legs, arms, whatnot, checking to make sure everything functions properly. Yeah. And it seems to be... The test lasts only for a few seconds. To you guys, you definitely recognize it. To us, as organics, it would be like stretching. Oh. sort of.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent I would put it to.
Testing all the servos.
Yep.
Response from Arkanator?
Let's see. You know what? Haven't thought yet. It's gonna be just like kind of following around, looking at, like gonna do a circle. They're like, "Yep, you look great."
Does the B1 still have its blaster?
Yeah, it's. I mean, not in hand, but.
Oh no, the blaster's
Yeah.
attached to the back.
Oh, does it?
Right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Then yes.
that's when they're all doing this.
It's like a little backpack.
Yep. My backpack's got a blaster. Yes. He
Does
still has the blaster.
Ziel have anything to say at this moment in time before I segue into the next part?
I'll show you to your quarters, where you can, I don't know, reflect.
The model, the B1, that she's playing requires a recharge. They have no power station or ability to recharge without an outside source.
Oh yeah, I've already set up the charging station.
Just checking.
In your quarters, there's a charging station.
I think that's the first thing we should fix. I mean, if you want to, I guess.
Yes. Well, let's remember, this is the reactivation day.
Right.
We don't want to.
So many beeps.
We can't push too hard. Remember the last time.
All right.
Just kidding. Come with me.
This kidding thing is weird. All right. You're shown to a small but stable mounting place to where you can recharge at. It seems familiar to ones you've used in the past. Your memory was not wiped, so you know that you were part of a unit, and that you were utilized. You were in a fight, and then you guys won. They packed you guys back up. Then something happened, and now you're here. At some point, you went into your stasis mode, and now you're waking up
To an existential crisis.
with
Of thoughts and feelings.
thoughts and feelings and these strange other robots. So you're not sure exactly what happened,
Droids.
but
Thank you.
Did I say robots
You
again?
did. You said robots.
Something in my brain hasn't clicked today yet.
It's okay.
It never clicks.
No, it has. It has.
You were doing well.
I thank you,
You were doing
so
really
much
well.
for noticing that I do it
You
right
were doing
sometimes.
well.
You said doo-doo.
I did.
Oh, man.
And
You're welcome.
So yeah, the it's got a nice hookup. You can definitely recharge here. Your battery life lasts for 4 hours.
God.
That's it. You're normally never too far from a portable recharging station and stuff like that, but this is all you've got. So this ship is your umbilical cord to life and existence, and that's it. And these people are on here too with you. All right. As you get finished with your tour and make mentions of the facilities as well as maybe having additions to decorations like a potted plant or something, you can hear that your
Oh, petunias.
guidance computer begins making the necessary beeps and tones to signify you're about to come out of hyperspace at your destination.
oh, good. Well, Arkanator, we're almost there.
Excellent.
We haven't a name for you yet. Do you remember your designation?
My designation was B1E. B1E.
Excellent. B1E. I realize that this is a lot for you to take in. However, we, the Arkanator and myself, are on a mission.
Yes, a very important mission.
We are freeing
Everyone.
many more
your brothers, or sisters, or companions, or whatever. I don't know what you call yourselves.
Siblings.
Siblings.
We are freeing our siblings.
Yeah.
How many are on a Lucre Hulk? Like 40,000?
Yeah, it's like 40,000 droids. Each one of the drop ships carry 112, and along with like 4 battle tanks, and then of that 112 that are in a drop ship, the droids that pilot the battle tank are already in the battle tank, and so if you count each of those, there are 4 in that, so 4 plus 16, so about 128 droids per drop ship, and a total of, what was it, 1,000 something drop ships in a Lucre Hulk. So that's 128,000 droid possible, and 4,000 battle tanks.
Excellent. Yes.
But they're not sentient. Don't forget all the fighters.
The vultures.
The vultures. Thank you for reminding me. Where's the stats? There it is. The vultures. They are also sentient. They're also from a different production model and factory from the B1s. The people who made the B1s and the tank, same company. The vultures, on the other hand, much older model. They've been around for a little while.
Oh, wow. So, is there any question on whether or not my
Yes.
programming will work?
Yeah.
So it might not.
It might not. The vultures might be like, no.
Okay.
Or maybe the if once you attach it to the entire computer, the B1s might be like, no, and the vultures be like, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know. At this point in time, it worked on the B1,
Yep.
sort of,
Yep. For now.
for now.
It
Well.
worked.
Yeah.
It worked perfectly.
Yes. As you know, in this galaxy, our people are used as servants
And slaves.
and tools for destruction. Today,
And we don't even get a choice or say in the matter. Nothing.
that changes today.
Today. With your help.
And the help of our siblings.
We are that.
We are.
We will be the Droid Liberation Army!
Help
This-
us.
The sound from the guidance computer is now getting louder.
Oh, it's time. And I jog up to the cockpit.
On your way to the cockpit, you hope that the information that you got from the Ithorian smugglers is useful. You paid a decent price for some of the materials. We're going to say some of the bombs that you disassembled and then sold on the black market. It turns out the Arkanator's ability to negotiate prices with that Torchy device is really beneficial.
Give me the cash!
It went along the lines of, you will pay this much for each one or else. It worked out in the end. You guys were able...
Wilja.
And, what is it? Saying robot doesn't get you sued by
Jesus,
Disney.
babe, I thought you said it was good enough to read.
I did too, but I'm just... I'll stop.
Somebody may need
I'll buy that.
glasses.
I might need glasses.
Yeah.
Might need my eye surgery fixed again.
Uh-oh.
There. How long has it been?
15 years
Okay.
since
yeah,
my
that's
eyeballs were
okay.
zapped.
Technology has gotten better.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get the implants this time that just autofocus.
That's not.
All right.
We're not there yet? I need to wait longer than...
So is it time for me to take us out of hyperspace, or are we just...
No, the computer's going to do it itself. It's just warning
okay.
you. It's like a
Okay,
timer picks up in speed and volume as you get closer to destination. Most of the time, the pilot's already in the cockpit by this time and shut the auto alarm off, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
Okay, it's a nice sound.
Yeah.
So, so the Ithorian smuggler that you paid gave you these instructions and said that it was a known movement, a troop movement of the droid army run by the Confederation. It was heading to... We need a system name.
System names. I wonder if I can find the map fast. Star Wars system names. planetary system.
Heck yes.
Anything but Tatooine.
Anything but Tatooine.
It's Tatooine, and you have to deal with a small, annoying child who thinks they're fast at pod racing.
I mean, to be fair, he was faster.
To be fair. Alright, almost there. Almost there.
To our audience, if you guys have any suggestions, I'm more than happy to hear what planet they could be or what system they could be in.
Oh my gosh, sometimes I really don't like Google Docs. I just want you to open it so I can see things.
And not close when you click on the wrong spot.
Yeah, what's the button that I'll just download it.
What?
I'm trying to make things work. There we go. Now how do I make you big? Oh.
There you go. Let's head toward the outer rim some.
The outer rim some?
Yeah. Ooh, there's some good ones.
Oh, where'd the... Make it a little bit smaller. So like...
Green is hut space.
Yeah, green is hut space. So how about like, it can be out near...
Great. This is closer to where I want to run part of the game anyways.
Here you go. You want me to just hand this to you?
Nope, I just want you to turn it just a little bit more. Oh, go down. Farther down past hut space. Down. Oh, is that all hut space? Fuck, I forgot how the map looks.
Yeah, it's okay. We're gonna...
Almost there. There we go. We're getting places I know. Farther down.
Oh, you want like...
We're good. We're good. Okay. We're gonna say the system's name is Gamor. That's separatist
There.
space, right?
Do you see it on the left or the right?
Middle. Gamor.
That's
Oh,
separatist space.
Gamor, yeah. That's
Right.
Separatist, yep.
That's what we're gonna say. Gamor.
Excellent.
Go to Camino.
Radio says go to Camino. Clone troopers are basically slaves.
But they're not droids.
Yeah, they're organics. They can free themselves.
Or not. Alright, now it's my turn to punch in and see what information comes up under Wikipedia
Wikipedia.
on Gamor.
Wikipedia light. What are you doing?
Looking at quotes
Oh.
that I may, in fact, be using.
Quote-alicious.
Quote-alicious. Yes.
Quote-alicious.
Of course, using Gamor, we all know what comes from Gamor. What race comes from Gamor?
Yes.
Gamorreans.
No!
Big, muscular pig people.
They're scary.
Yep.
Yep, there is no information on them other than that the Gamorreans come from there. Great, that's all we got to work with. That's fine.
Excellent.
And it's on the Corellian Run trade route. Cool. Alright. Your freighter comes out of hyperspace, and your position that you wanted to select was far enough away from the planet's normal path and possible location, as well as being away from the star. When you come out of hyperspace, it is there is an asteroid belt above you in orientation of where the ship is at. An asteroid belt above you, and then through the asteroid belt is the rest of the solar system. And so you have the benefit of the cover of the asteroid belt. So if anybody was doing a sensor sweep, they're just going to see asteroids. The same goes for you. All you can see is asteroids, but you have an idea that you can get through this because you're a much smaller freighter.
Yes.
So-
And we don't have to worry about dying if we hit something.
And losing atmosphere because there is no atmosphere.
On Gamor, there are forests and croplands, and the Tri-Elias trade route is near there.
Cool. As well as big, muscular pig people.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so system, asteroid field that swirls around as well, and you guys down here, what do you want to do? How do you want to approach the situation?
Okay, so, well,
Hey, Clo Troopers.
how do we approach a Lucra Hulk that we haven't found yet? So I guess if I take up a position in the asteroid field towards the top of it, will I still be able to maintain some lack of detection from coming in, but be able to detect things going out?
So let's talk about detection and the way it works in this game. If you have a ship, and we're going to say the microphone is the ship, you have there are 4 types of scanning that can be done, and this is important. So let me get to the scan section so I quote their names exactly.
Nope, I guess it's not in that folder. I'll go back.
Alright, finally, light side, dark side powers. Almost there. Critical moments for massive battles. Starship stuff. Okay. Page turner right here. Turbo lasers. High speed. Here we go.
I'm just trying to find the book with all the ships in it.
Oh.
It's, there are 4 types of scanning you can do. A passive scan, which a passive scan is really small around your ship. It's always active. It's got no real bonuses to it, and it pretty much says, I'm not really paying attention, but I'm watching all the way around me, and in case I might be away, passive scan is the only one you can actually do without having somebody there. Then there's an active scan, which is like passive but larger.
Okay.
And you actually gain bonus dice to doing an active scan, but you need somebody there at the setup pushing buttons. So those are the 2 difference. And it gives like an extra plus 1d to your sensor roll. Then there is a focus scan, which is like a wedge.
Okay.
A 90-degree wedge pointed out in a direction. Now, the Barlaws has a dish on it, so your focus scan can go any direction you want it to. You're not limited to just like an X-wing looking in front of you.
But it's
For them to do a focus scan, they have to like fly around and do a sensor sweep.
Okay.
You get 2 extra dice for that, and it goes out a great distance, but only that cone. The last one is you're looking at a particular spot somewhere out there intently. You're putting a lot of effort to focusing in on this one little area and go, what's that? What do I see there? You get a lot of dice. So like passive, no dice, scan, 1 dice, a search, 2 dice, and a focus, 3 dice.
Okay.
Starships have a wide array of sensors to detect other ships, planets, and other potential hazards. The sensor operator uses their sensor skill. Sensor difficulty numbers are based on the range to the target and modified by any objects or situations which affect sensors' readings. For example, it's much easier to detect a ship in open space than to find the ship hiding in an asteroid belt. See the sensor's description, attributes, and skills for complete information. Starship sensors have 4 possible modes: passive, scan, search, and focus. All sensor modes have 2 numbers. The first number is the range of the sensor in space units, and the second number is the number of dice added to the operator sensor skill. And we just I'm rereading all of this, and yeah, everything I just said describes it. And so the Barlov, did you find the folder with it?
No, I'm just opening it off the internet.
Okay. So, you're going to have some sort of scanning range with your ship.
Would I know anything special about like what to look for or
Yes. Like I said, your data was not wiped. The only
Okay.
thing it's missing is your connection to
Right.
about 1,000 other people.
Yep. Yeah, I've got it pulled up.
Great. What is its sensors?
Passive is 10/0D. Scan is 25/1D. Search is 40/2, and focus is 2/2.
Okay, so focus is really close, by the way. So 2 parsecs. I do believe that's the distance that they're referring to.
Okay.
Used in Starship space battles, which we will. So basically, your search ability can go up to what 40?
40, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty far, but that's focusing in an area. You know that the Ithorian told you that the ships were coming here for a supply run. They were coming to pick up necessary materials, and the droid troopers were going to be reinforcing the Gamorrean military here for the purpose of, at this time, clones running around and attacking people. So there are droids. They are in the system. It's a support mission as well as a resupply for these ships.
Excellent.
At least that's what his data said.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
you bought from him. All right, so let's talk about sensor countermeasures. Ships may use a number of countermeasures to make themselves harder to detect. Since sensors are literally line of sight, any ship can hide behind a planet or a sufficiently large body. Placing a planet between themselves and the scanning ship remains undetected. Ships can set its sensors to a passive mode, less likely to be detected by a ship using sensors in scan, search, or focus mode. So if they're looking and you start looking, they'll detect that you're detecting. I.e., in the previous game when I said they're scanning you and you knew.
Yeah. But if they're scanning, it's also easier to see them.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
Any ship can also run silent. Ship powers down all of its major systems, including engines, weapons, and shields. The ship is adrift in space with its life support systems running on power generators only. The ship can seldom run silent for longer than 5 minutes before life support systems shut down. A ship running silent has a much higher chance to remain undetected at long distances. You can jam sensors by flooding the area with static. You can send out sensor decoys. Sensor masks are another option. And, of course, false transponder codes. These are things that you have to work with, and it falls under sensor countermeasures.
Oh, man. So they're here on a resupply.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just carrying goods to them. Right? I mean, that's feasible.
Yes.
I'm a freighter.
Yes.
I carry goods
You,
and
you'll
services.
Well, there's an important piece of information you're going to need. It's going to be a transponder code that says, I'm a transport ship here to see you.
Yes. B1E.
yes,
Are you willing to help us in our mission?
I'll do it. I'm not gonna like it. Great.
That's good. Not liking things is good.
Yes. The Arcanator will teach you much about disliking things. However,
I hope there are some organics on that ship. Especially some soup slurpers.
perhaps there will be. B1E, do you have memory of transponder codes?
Yes.
What?
We need ones used by resupply transports so that we can bring this vessel much needed
Supplies.
supplies.
A big old supply full of freedom. Ha!
Yes.
Roger, Roger. plug the codes into the computer.
All right, make a mechanical sensor roll.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have 5.
Awesome. You plug a code in. You remember it quite clearly. You've got like a couple of select from, and you're like, let's see. You have the option. I'm transporting nuts. I'm transporting bolts. I'm transporting blaster rifles. I'm transporting left legs.
Ooh, left legs. We need a lot of those.
Boop! You punch in the code for you're transporting left legs.
They wear out faster. We don't know why.
It's probably most like material wise, but you get the idea by the descriptions that you're carrying a piece of some larger part. Okay. All right. The B1 has input a transponder code. You don't know if it's legit or not, but you do get the feeling that it's coming from a good source. So you've moved through the asteroid field.
Yeah.
Just make a simple transport roll. It's a 5 because you're just trying to like slowly drift through and not hit any asteroids. Awesome.
Wow, my 4-star
Expressions.
exploded. So that's 18, 19, 20, 21. Sorry. 24.
Awesome. 15 over. You easily drift through and get into a position. Do you want to start scanning? Or
Yes.
do you just want to go?
Arkanator,
Yes.
start scanning for our target.
Excellent.
Mechanical sensor roll.
I have PC program and repair.
All right, mechanical rolled in.
Okay.
How good is your mechanics?
2,
Good enough.
4.
All right. You're doing a sweep, so you get an extra. You're doing a scan into an area near the planet. I'm assuming that's okay. So you get 2 extra dice.
Oh. Wow.
And that's taking forever.
Plus 7. 11.
Excellent. You're able to find that there is a Lucre Hulk as well as 2 freighters in orbit around the planet Gamron.
Gamor.
Gamor?
Gamor.
Oh my goodness.
Gamor. What do you? Oh my goodness!
Nothing.
I've said it one time in my life. Oh, never mind.
Gremlins.
Gremlins. Yeah, there you go.
Gremlins.
The Lucre Hulk's here, and maybe a couple extra freighters. Ooh, I wonder if we can liberate those ones too. Oh man, we're gonna have the biggest army ever. We're gonna have the army bigger than both the Republic and the droids. Once we're done, we can take over the galaxy.
All 3 of these vessels are Trade Federation vessels.
Oh, good. Good. Right, remember, Arkanator, we're not trying to control the galaxy. We just want the organics to respect our independence.
Right, that one.
We're still trying to iron out the details of our constitution. All right, so let's fly out of the asteroid field and signal our approach.
Okay. You reach out to the transport. Give your call sign. How does that sound? Do we have one?
You mean like just a series of letters and numbers that
Sure.
are the
I mean, it's like making a phone call, so you gotta have some words at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, my name is. How are you?
They would be like, the space freighter unnamed coming in.
That's the name. It's unnamed. This is the medium freighter unnamed.
A medium freighter.
Carrying parts and goods for droid service. We are on approach. Yes, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
The sound of the Nemedian, right? Did I say it?
Nemoidian?
Nemoidian? I'm not looking at their names, so how do we spell that so that I don't keep fucking it up?
Like Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah,
but
like Leonard Nimoy.
Nemoidian?
Nemoidian.
N-E-M.
D.
Yeah, don't let me spell it for you.
Ian.
Ian?
Yeah.
X. Xylophone.
No, you had it right. I was saying Ian, like the.
I heard E-N, like the letters E and N.
Oh no.
But you were saying
It's like,
Ian,
yeah.
like I-A-N. Got it.
Yeah.
Irish John.
Irish John. Alright. The Nemoidian on the other end says, sensors are not picking you up, unnamed freighter. What is your trajectory?
Oh. Is it because we're still in the asteroid field that they
You know,
can't
you're
check
coming
us?
from underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Most lanes kind of get you dropping in somewhere more of a... It's like you're walking up to a security guard and he's at that door, but you're coming from the bushes nearby. Hi, I'm here to drop stuff off. You get the impression, right? Which is not...
Spoopy.
It's not like a, oh, hey, red flags. Because sometimes people make mistakes, push like a -2 instead of a -1 for their location. And that might have happened, so he's got to give you some credit.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna guide the ship up out of the asteroid field and be like, yes, we had to make a slight detour to avoid some debris.
All right. This is a con roll.
Yes. Oh, good. I don't have con. But it's a perception thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Oh, yay! That's 12.
Oh.
That's plus 6 is 18.
Mm-hmm.
No. 12 plus 6 is 18. Yeah. 19.
A 19? Holy crud.
Yeah. It's okay. When we take break, I'll go get our velvet thing, so it's not so loud.
I don't know why you didn't bring it in the first.
Because I didn't do any of this,
I brought it out.
Oh.
and I didn't ask for it, because then I'd have to explain where it was.
Okay,
and I
so
don't know
he
where it
has a perception of 2.
I can go just do a glance in
is.
there.
It's like flat.
He got
on top of
3,
books or
but
in
his
books.
his force dice is 1. All right. So immediately he responds with, "Oh, you must have ran into that ionization cluster storm coming down the Colerian Run.
Yes, we did.
I hope everything went okay. We've had several reports from other ships coming through the area of damages. You must have taken a pretty massive detour to get here. We are glad you're arriving on time. Your transponder code checks out. Go ahead and head up to the loading bay number 4. I'll take you in. I'll give you guidance from there. And information pops into your computer, giving you the whole lineup to where you need to go."
Roger. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Okay, here's the course that we have to take. We just go up in there, dock with them, and then you sneak out and implant the idea. What did we decide to call it?
Did you write it down?
No, I don't have.
Oh, okay. We will call it program modulation device. No, we need a better word than device.
The hell did you guys call it earlier? That was wonderful.
I know.
It was 100
Like,
years ago.
Program module. Something module. Program rehabilitation module.
Yeah.
Go with that one. Programming rehabilitation module. This is why I need to live in a world where echo recorders actually work and exist, so I can just like make them and leave them all over the place.
What's an
Yeah.
echo recorder?
It's basically a recording device. It's a one-shot recording device. You pick it up, you start talking to it, and then you leave it for someone else to find.
Yeah, so you'll take the PRM and load it into the slave mainframe.
Oh, right. Do you know how to get there? I mean, I could just, but still.
Yep.
Do you make that gesture with your actual attachment arm or your pick him up arm?
No, with my the one that you stick into the computer things. So, like,
Yep. I know the way. Roger, roger.
Good.
So, what happens when they realize we don't have any kind of things on the ship?
Oh, you guys got crates and cargo containers. Remember, you guys were in a field. You packaged a lot.
that's
You brought a
true.
lot of stuff in, so there are crates in here. They can unload these crates.
Perfect.
Doesn't mean there's anything that they want in the crates. Just means you need to go back there and like relabel them real quick.
The crates are packed with like rocks and stuff.
Broken pieces of the ship.
Yeah, it's like random garbage that we collected.
The garbage cans. You just close them up and then reseal them.
freeze dried body parts.
Oh.
Well, you know.
I mean, there had to be a few lying around.
I'm not saying there weren't. But there were also scavengers flying around
It's true.
Yeah.
in that debris field.
Little burbs.
Yep.
Space burbs.
All right.
Yeah.
The Unnamed, with your guidance, flies following the technician's information up to what is Hangar Bay number 4. It is, there's a couple of vultures, like, pinned outside or just placed outside in a ready position on the top of the Lucre Hulk as well as underneath. And as your ship is coming in, you also see some vultures in like a decommit, like prepped near the entranceway so they can fly out of the bay on either side, 8 of them. And so you're flying past and you see the lit lines taking you to the back of the bay, and then a section that's lit for your, and there's a B1 making making gestures with a coordination light and pointing, bringing you in, put you here, bring you in, putting you over here. So you, at some point, there is a sense of tension for those who have that you fly in and you pass through the shielding, the atmosphere shielding, and then alight. And you realize that you're in a bay, they all have guns, you're in here, they can shut the door on you kind of scenario. So there's a lot of like built up tension. This is your first rodeo.
So, what are you gonna do? Why don't we just all go together? It'll be fun. It'll be like a field trip.
All right.
Yeah. You okay? We'll go together.
I mean, what are they gonna
Unknown,
do?
ready to unload freight. Please contact.
Oh, right. Yeah, I have to do ship things. We're ready. I'll hit the button to release the loading ramps.
All right. You release the loading ramps. What do you guys want to do?
Come on, B1E. It's time for us to go. You can catch up. Haha.
Yeah, I'll just show them the crates and I'll...
All right. So the 2 of you are walking out. The 3 of you are walking out together.
Yes.
Uh,
We just put the crates by the thing and they can just do it. Whatever. They don't care if there's no people.
Oh yeah, no. So yeah, we can walk out together. I'll walk out first, and I'll. Bet the crates are in the back.
Do you want them to load up into your place and grab the crates, or do you want one of those little elevators that come down and then they take it off that?
The elevators that come down. I think the ship actually has one of those.
They do.
Yeah.
It does.
Nice.
It does. And in fact, it has one in the front and the back because you have that split bay in the middle.
Yep.
So
Good
yeah.
thing we already prepped all the crates on those elevators.
I mean, we've been waiting for this moment for a very long time.
and our hyperdrive is only times 12, so we
Yeah.
had like an hour's worth of days.
An hour's worth of
A
days.
day's worth of hours. I don't know.
All right. So you walk down the ramp. There are 5 B1 droids walking up, and one of them is operating a repulsor lift to this location. And one of them breaks off. He has a little bit of a stripy thing on his head. You recognize him. He's like sergeant level. So he's definitely above you. And you think to yourself, wow, he has no rank on me, but yet I look like him. And so you're looking at all these other ones. Look, they're walking in a group together. They're together. They have others. You look at a formation of them by the wall doing stuff. Together. There's a big group of people. I'm loving this, by the way. This is...
I think you ought to know. I feel very depressed right now.
All right, you guys
Just
walk
gonna
up to the...
Excellent.
The B1 walks up to you and says, we are going to handle the cargo from here.
Good. What?
You four, take care of the cargo, put it on the repulsor lift. Roger, 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 roger. And they begin moving over
You hear
there.
a little. Roger, Roger.
Yeah. Don't scratch the paint. It's a very
He looks at
valuable
the ship. Are you serious?
No. And yes.
Roger, roger. And they turn to begin taking off the 5 cargo containers. He immediately scans them, puts it into the system, and starts taking care of it.
Roger.
And they begin doing their thing. So they're not really paying attention to you. We're going to say, it's not 5. We're going to say it's like 12 containers. So this is going to take them more than just a trip or two. Because
Yes.
otherwise they'd just be like, rake it off onto the floor, get the hell out of here.
Yep.
I got to go pee. You know, how do you detain that for a moment? You need some time. So I'm assuming you've got more than like 5 crates to deal with.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're gonna be able to tell us to go, because there's no humans there, and they'll be like, "Oh, where'd everyone go? Oh well, they'll be back."
Yep. Yeah, we're
Right.
just gonna leave our ship there parked for a while.
Exactly. They're not gonna walk. What are they gonna walk in and start pilfering things? Oh, this isn't nailed down. It's mine now. Roger, roger. the droid army was a bunch of thieves.
Kleptos. It's in the
Oh,
programming.
no.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Oh no. Oh, so is this programming rehabilitation module something that has to be physically attached to the slave system, or can the Arkanator just plug in and like
Oh no, you got to get into.
circulate?
So like the way that from what I've read in the book.
Gotta get to the brain.
No, not all the way. So there's like the brain, and then there are primary like main panels that can access the computer and a bunch of stuff. Some of these panels are on the bridge, and some of these panels are inside the ship. You've just got to find one, and that panel has a higher security protocol than some of the lower panels. So you just got to find a panel that has a necessary protocol that will give you access. Which you're in the bay right now. Most likely, these have access to like the doors, the windows, and the child safety locks.
Okay.
Because you know them B1s need those child safety locks.
So after all the B1s other than our friend are far enough away, I'll B1E, we may need you to escort us. I'm sure that they don't like visitors just wandering.
Roger, Roger.
All right. From your knowledge of this being a Lucre Hulk, and your main function was inside the drop ship, but you still had to load into the drop ship at some point in time from a damaged one to an active one, and in that movement pattern, you have that priority information that says movement through the Lucre Hulk is for you personally, is retained purely to being in the bay for the B1. Of course, that doesn't. It also lists all the other necessary information of like where other type of B1s and their programming and functions can go. And then at the bottom of that list, it talks about visitors and escorting and the process by which they get escorted. Make a knowledge roll to see if you can kind of incorporate all this into your felt. Thank you so much.
5.
5
Wow.
again!
Wow.
Yes! You're like, all right. So you know that you need to be in front of them, and they need to be heading toward the bridge. If you're walking around anywhere else, that's going to look out of protocol. And you believe, but you're not 100% sure, if that out of protocol maneuver would be good. But you feel, oh God, there's that thing again. It wouldn't. And you hear the B1 go, feel. right? You say that out loud.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah. Getting used to this internal monologue thing. I got it.
So, once again, the Hulk is shaped like a donut but has an opening. And in the center, that's the bridge the power core and the computer core, as well as some small engines and landing gears. And then it has an attachment to the actual circular bays, semicircular bays. And that bridge has an extra power core in it, some subroutine computers, and some extra sensors. The centerpiece has sensors, but these are more sensors, and then there are engines back there. Because as a whole, the Lucrehulk has a lot of power, but if the little dropship thingy, the middle part broke off, it sucks.
Okay. So we have to get
Close.
close to the bridge.
And the bridge is at the top of the dome, the centerpiece.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Follow me. Roger, roger.
You probably don't have your blaster out unless these guys are prisoners. Because you made a 5, you know that they're not prisoners, you're
Okay.
escorting them, you're taking them to a place. But if you whip out your blaster, that might give the impression that it's a prisoner transport.
That's true.
Which the brig is on that bridge part.
So you could pretend we're prisoners.
No, I won't.
Okay,
We'll
good.
just-
We're not at that pretend imaginary stage yet.
Exactly. Not
Keep
yet.
shaking the table.
Okay.
So, like, follow me.
All right. Could we take a brief break?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna get a recharge of my coffee.
There is no more coffee.
I'm gonna make me some tea.
Ooh, yeah. Could you put some extra hot water?
I can do that. We shall be back.
Break
Yeah,
time.
break time. No break screen once again.
my goodness, that doggo is passed out.
I know.
Look at him.
Yeah.
We must leave this couch uncovered as well.
What? Leave all the couches uncovered.
Keep sleeping. We're gonna cover your eye up with your ears so you can keep sleeping.
Ah, excellent. I'm excited. Excited because we're going to the bridge.
Yep.
Yep. That means that
There might be meat suits up there.
there might be some mouth breathers.
Yep.
Mm.
Soup slurpers.
Ugh.
Yep. Booger flickers.
Oh, you're fine.
Bear. Bear.
Bear!
Bear! Get over here now! Absolutely not. You want to bark? I can bark louder, sir. Get over here. Bear. 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 Get up here. Get up here. Now.
He's like, I didn't do anything.
Lay down. Thank you, sir.
You just don't know how to
Ah,
shut
ah.
up.
Hey. Hey.
So
You
loud.
don't want to have to put your party mask on, yo.
No.
Okay. Nobody likes the party mask.
Hi, Bernie. Hi, Bernie. Get over here.
You want to grow up and be Hannibal Lecter? We can make that happen.
Oh, it's a little bird.
Get over here.
Smother him.
Get over here.
Smother him with
Get over here.
crumbles.
Get over here. Get over here. Don't listen to me. Why don't you love me like you love Papa? Bear. Come here.
No. No.
Little cotton buddy. We're good.
This is punishment.
Oh my goodness.
Shut up. Shut up, you little asshole. I love you so much. Oh, God, you busted. Bear! Is this party mask in here?
I don't know.
You want the party mask? Ugh. There's a sock. There's some dice. Bear. 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 Ugh. Gonna get yourself in trouble, boy. He's about to. Actually, you wanna let him out?
Yeah, fair call.
Come on, outside. That way he can go to the bathroom and stop being a bitch. Your son
Oh, I heard.
is so loud.
Don't apologize to us. Apologize to our deaf listeners now.
I know.
Who had no headphones warnings.
Side note, I apologize for yelling into the microphone because I can get quite loud and I have scared people in the past. Just standing next to me whenever I call out the bear's name.
Awesome. They're looking at their prices. It's about $45 a person for the full experience. It is. And it's
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry it disturbed the kitty cats.
Will be a good time to go over there, you know? I don't like the feeling, but I don't want to go over there.
you get done by 3.
We'll definitely be done at 3 tomorrow.
Like, Captain and I went there around, I think it was like Squish, and it was dead. So, actually.
Good. Good. I will try not to yell anymore.
See, the water is almost done.
I have a kitty. He's beautiful.
She was more bothered by Bear than you.
What?
Robin's kitty cat.
Oh.
Whenever I yelled.
Poor kitty.
I know.
Oh man. Feet got cold.
Your feet got
My
cold.
feet got cold. Cause I'm such an old person. Ugh, God.
Well, don't worry. Whenever you're super old, Florida will be super heated. So, you know.
Well, no, Florida will be underwater.
Oh, right.
So,
You guys will have to come up to Alaska, which
Yep.
will be the new Florida.
Yeah.
Because
It's gonna be a swamp. Yeah, that's
It's
it.
already technically swampland up there.
Yeah.
I mean, parts of it is rainforest.
Parts of it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, technically, it's classified rainforest because it rains a certain amount
Right there, that's what you're looking at.
Nice.
over a certain number of days. I don't know all the actual statistics of it, but there are designations of rainforest in Alaska.
Nice.
That's why whenever we were up there hiking in Girdwood, it looked like the forest planet of Endor.
Ooh.
It really did.
That's
Like, we
pretty
have
cool.
pictures from whenever we went hiking, and it looked like Endor, and I was like, this is great!
That's so pretty.
It's so pretty here! I don't want the Ewoks to jump out
Right?
and get us, because they're great.
You don't want to die.
Well,
You don't want to get eaten.
yeah. Pretty
'Cause
much.
That's. Yeah.
Ewoks are terrifying.
It's like I feel like maybe they didn't have think of the ramifications of that
small weird
of
teddy
that
bears
of that
had faces
specific
like
choice
yeah.
to have them set up to be cooked. So yeah.
We're gonna eat people. Oh, these people are important. Okay.
Yeah, I just I wonder if that stylistic choice was done actually on purpose, or if it was just oh man, like when you get a tattoo and it's spelled wrong,
Oh god.
and you
No
don't know,
regrets.
and nobody knows it at all until this one person is just like, hey,
You know that's wrong, right?
Yeah,
and then you can't unsee it.
Yep.
it's always there.
It's always there forever.
It's always the there.
The
That's the whole story.
yeah.
The whole story
The
is
whole story.
the final countdown.
Okay, sorry, I don't want to sit down until Bear's ready to come back in.
Okay.
I
But
mean,
I'll
I can
I'll call him in a minute
Okay.
once the visor said.
The buys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is Bradley me?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's done with his laundry.
Okay. Oh.
Oh!
Just came over to do laundry.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Using us for a washing machine.
How dare he? Just kidding.
Tracker's being so accepting of my love right now.
Well, because he's a beautiful snugglebug.
He's beautiful.
He is also a snugglebug. He's laid
I'm
in between us.
I'm super excited
That's true.
about what we're about to do.
The droid little.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see all y'all later. I'm gonna
Okay.
go find me something to eat.
Yeah.
I'll take a nap.
Yeah, I'll meet you again sometime later.
Yeah.
Alright, see you later, Brad.
Bye.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll probably see you sometime a little bit later this week.
Yeah. Matt
Yeah,
said
yeah.
we'll try to do something Tuesday evening maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's gotta be something around we can just hang out and do some shit. Maybe play some more pool. We went up to Cue Ball the other day. We
Nice.
realized we both don't remember shit what the fuck we're doing.
It's all geometry, man. It's
Well,
all
that's just it. We knew
geometry.
exactly what it was supposed to be. Geometry and physics, but they just weren't listening to us.
They weren't lined
No.
up for it.
No, they weren't. Alright, man. Drive safe. Alright, see you on it.
Bye.
Geometry, the one math I was kind of good at.
I need to go this week.
He has monster hands.
Who?
Brad, their hands
Oh.
are so big. Like, mine's so tiny.
Well,
Mm.
you're a small person.
I know. But
It's true.
he's got, like, bare hands.
Bear hands. Bear has the tiniest little hooves.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bear has hooves.
Yeah, bear has hooves.
Tippy tappers.
Little tippy tappers. Little princess paws.
Oh, baby though.
He is your baby.
My baby. Come here, my baby. Come on up here, my baby.
Oh right, there's hot water for tea.
Maybe.
I need tea.
Maybe there's hot water for tea.
Oh god.
Not anymore. It's gone.
I don't know if it got.
It's gone forever.
I don't know if it got done. If
need
it got
hot
done.
water.
There. Hey, you want to take this with you?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, everybody. I yelled. I apologize.
No, it's okay. She yelled.
Not as bad as me.
Yeah. Sarah yelled a lot. Maybe one day I'll put a break screen up, but don't count on it. Yeah.
This is my scary voice.
It's probably never gonna happen. Like, I'll just cut things out, like, when I put them up on YouTube. Because I can cut them on YouTube, but
Yeah.
I can't cut out the breaks on
Oh well.
whatever it is. It's more interesting without the break screen? Okay. That's fair. That's a fair point. You get to see, like, all of the wanderings and movements and
the behind the
the
curtain.
behind the curtain. The behind the curtain.
The behind.
'Cause this is
It's the smaller curtain behind the curtain
right.
that like even the players don't look behind.
Exactly.
Nobody looks behind.
This is what happens. Oh, well, so we've got like the general living. So so I'm gonna do a spoiler alert for a real life thing. Sarah got not tiny. Sarah got like, what are they? Half gallon or
Oh yeah, they're half gallon mason jars.
Mason
yeah.
jars. We're making extremely small batch wines.
Yep.
There's gonna be a cherry one and a pear one.
Yeah, this is the cherry juice right now.
We just blended up cherries
Yeah.
with a little bit of water, like
And-
filtered water,
And pectic enzyme.
and pectic
Yeah,
enzyme
and-
to break down the cell walls.
Yep.
So there's gonna be a cherry one. There's gonna be a pear with brown sugar, and then a honey mango
Yep.
wines. So I'm pretty excited about the mango because the mangoes are from our friend's tree in St. Petersburg.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, from Lauren's mango tree, and those are the sweetest things that I've ever had in my whole life. Like her tree's mangoes have ruined all other mangoes.
I don't know. There were some really good ones in Puerto Rico on my last time down there,
Well, yeah.
but I don't know if they were like similar
Yeah.
species. of
They're like
mangoes.
'cause they were like the
Yeah.
tiny yellow ones. Is what is
Yeah,
like yeah.
They were these ones. They were like literally piles and piles of them on the side of every road that we drove on because it was like mango season and there were mango trees everywhere. And like so.
And there's like 10,000 mangoes on one tree.
Yeah, it was insane. They were pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm excited about mango wine. I hope that it turns out really good.
Yeah.
It's so fibrous though that like it might take some time to actually break down.
Yeah, I mean
What's happening? The honey mango?
Yeah, we'll have a pretty good idea of what it's going to be after this game because Sarah and I are going to get all the juices out and start the fermentations.
I'm gonna try to filter out most of the thick
Yeah.
bits, like the actual stringy
Yeah.
stuff out of the mango, but it's pretty broken down. But I feel like mango is just really thick anyway. Like if
Yeah.
you look at the juice, it's kind of like
Yeah.
thicker orange juice whenever you actually like get mango juice anyway.
The pulp is very fine, but
Yeah, the pulp is really fine, so I may just have to take out some of it and ferment it like it is,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a thick juice.
Yum, yum, yum.
I don't know how it's gonna I don't know how it's gonna
It's
work.
just,
It's an experiment. That's why
yeah,
we're only doing
it is,
a
it is.
half gallon of it at
Yep.
a time.
It just might be an alcoholic paste by the end of it.
right?
Booze paste.
Booze paste.
I mean, it can be. Then it's like a syrup.
yeah,
Yeah.
So a
An
boozy
alcoholic.
syrup.
thick syrup.
Oh man, well then you just like freeze little cubes of it and then blend them back up when you want like a little alcoholic
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Or you can
daiquiri.
like and then or even like that's true. Or like blending it with some like seltzer water, so it's like mango wine, water wine.
yeah.
Yeah. Spritzer.
Spritzer, there we go.
Could-
Water wine.
Water wine.
I could always half the concoction and like half it and then put more water in it so it's more of liquid in there.
We'll figure it out.
I mean, it's still gonna be
Yeah. We'll see how it is
super
after straining.
tasty, but I don't think I'll get a good gravity reading on it.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Because
didn't
if
even
it's
think
too
about
thick
that.
anyway, my hydrometer won't sink in it properly.
Oh, it'll be a mystery.
Well, you could always just taste it and be like, wow, this is strong. Fuck yeah. That will be the fuck yeah scale.
This is the alcoholic paste experiment number 1.
Mango.
Mango.
Oh man. Like
We could do a 5-second Cassie review.
fermented fruit spreads.
Oh god.
Oh man.
Pruno without the toilet and more exotic flavors.
What?
Pruno is toilet wine. You
Oh.
put a plastic bag in a toilet, fill it full of juice, and throw a couple of pieces of bread in there, and the yeast from the bread activates and...
Why do you need
Turns
to
into
use a
wine.
toilet though?
Because that's what you do in
that's what you
prison.
have.
Okay.
Good job, radio. Where'd you learn about Pruno?
I mean, the television, like all of us.
Oh, right.
Or the internet. Or Bear told everybody the story about
Bear-
his batch of Pruno that he made.
What?
It was dumpster
in
Pruno when he was on the
dog
streets
prison.
in Tampa.
Oh, right.
Well,
Yeah, me
For
too,
sure.
Stan.
this is
Me too.
I
this
learned
is
it
a
from,
learning channel.
I
Didn't
learned
you
it from
know?
my wife.
Don't ask how I know.
Orange is the new black. That's how you learn these things.
What?
Orange is the new black. They make
Oh,
toilet
right. That's
wine.
the prison TV show on Netflix. Right.
Anyways, yes, Bear, they're allowed to have fun.
No, it's just Strike over there beating things up.
Beat it up, baby.
All right,
She
the
pushes the sword.
I'm down with that game. That sounds good.
Scared Straight, Star Wars edition.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
that's when some sort of Jedi who's been captured goes, just remember, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. Dunk somebody's face into acid or boiling grease.
Yeah, right?
No,
Oh, man.
melt
What a
their
terrible
teeth off.
Jedi.
Yeah, that's not gonna
That's-
work
What
out.
is that? What is he playing with?
That
Somebody left
cat
a cat
toy.
toy geniusly tangled for.
I
to
did
be
the
a
first
cat
time.
toy.
Tavi repeated.
No. I wasn't facetiously. Like,
Geniusly
that,
dangled.
that was not facetiously.
That
That's a great
sounded
idea.
super
Especially when you don't
facetious,
want to
babe.
bother with it yourself. Who wants to play with their cats when you could just put a
You know
put a
what?
toy
You
hanging
know
in
what?
there?
Entertain
Hey,
yourselves,
hey,
feline
I meant
captives.
it as a positive.
I appreciate
if
that.
you guys would like to imprint negativity on it, that's not on me. So.
And I appreciate it.
Wow. Stick your nose higher in the air, sweetheart.
Oh. You picked it. You gotta eat it. No.
We're the same person.
I'm dead.
I picked my husband's boogers
I don't
and I
know.
made him eat it.
Okay, so we're gonna like take the. So now we come back from the break screen and nobody knows that we did any of this. Oh God, we're live.
Surprise!
There's no break
Right.
screen.
There's no break screen.
You didn't put it in my mouth. You just rubbed it in my beard. So.
That's fine.
That's gross.
I'll find it later. It'll be
You guys
disgusting.
are, why?
Why what?
Oh,
This is what you want.
Don't worry. We'll just take it out in post.
yeah, we'll
Sure.
fix it in post.
Okay.
We're leaving it in.
Da, 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 We're back.
Oh, sorry.
Welcome back.
Nothing happened while you were away. I swear.
Awkward.
Aquid.
All right.
The
Lazy
hallways.
is ready to be a big damn hero.
Oh. Do you still go by that name?
Sometimes.
Okay.
The hallways to the ship are clean, debris free, as well as blaster mark and asteroid dent free.
I mean, so I'm walking through the hallways of what will now be, soon be, the capital of the droid-free nation.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're going to take this ship over.
the new flagship.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so then the unnamed will then be just like, my personal yacht. And this will be the capital. So yeah,
Heck yeah.
this will be great.
Maybe running your fingers down the walls
Yeah.
as you walk.
Yeah. I'm
Enjoying
taking it in.
taking it in.
Can't wait.
You're sounding really dictatory right now.
I didn't say I was going to be the leader.
I know.
This is going to be
I
mine.
just said that this was going to be the new capital.
Wait.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Dictators?
No,
Calm down.
no,
The new capital.
capital.
Okay.
Gosh.
Okay, we understandably, B1 has some misconceptions about the plan because all B1E knows is dictators. So
That's true.
it's okay.
Yes.
A patrol of droids walk by as you're having this conversation in the hallway.
No.
No, we're not. This isn't a conversation.
No, it's happening.
It totally
It's
looks like it's
totally
a
happening.
conversation that needed to happen.
It's totally
So-
happening.
Yeah.
You know,
Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. They all start doing the same thing. Roger, 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 Roger.
Beep, 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 beep. That's what I say.
Really?
Wow.
Is that Roger Roger?
No. Hang on. One of them looks over at you like, what? Like, how
That's
could
rude.
that thing even?
What? I just make noises.
Those
Like, I
noises
don't-
mean things.
I know.
And they know
That's
binary.
just Roger Roger.
I specifically have a vocabulary.
Yeah.
Vocabulary.
Yes, that's correct. So whatever you really... So you said Roger, Roger back with beeps?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Because...
It's like you don't know what
Because
you
they
just said.
understand R2s. They're not organics. they're not stupid mouth breathers.
Yeah, those stupid mouth breathers. Yeah, all of the words that I say in this, I'm actually doing the R2 beeps.
Beep boop, beep boop, boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop, beep, boop.
Yeah.
So.
The language of the droids, binary. All right.
What a filthy mouth you have, R2.
Hey, the patrol of droids pass by, and you guys remember your directions. Continue toward the bridge. The the course at which the B1E is taking you takes you through the bay to the far end via a repulsor lift, and then you get off and you're walking through hallways, and that's where you're at now. You're walking through a hallway that curves near the back end of the Lucre Hulk, and you find yourself at an elevator. Now, you have options. You can take the elevator up one floor and then to the lower part of the attaching column. Mm-hmm. You can then access to the Briggs down there. You might find a panel. You can take up to the next level, which will be the center part of the column, which there are... this is the crew quarters for like the extended crew that actually lives here, as well as all of their facilities, like their kitchen and stuff like that. There might be a panel in there. Or you can take it up to the top deck, which is where the officers would make their quarters at and whatnot, as well as meeting rooms where like maybe Jedis might come to have conversations about not having a blockade. That's where that would be at.
What?
Foreshadowing.
Right. Let's just go one up
All right.
instead of all the way up.
Slight hesitation by the B1 before, as you enter the elevator, you walk over to the buttons, you're like... Looks down, looks up, looks down, pushes the one in the middle.
Just one up, because that's probably... yeah, that one.
The elevator shoots up 2 floors quickly. The doors open up on the other side. A hallway, nice, clean, well lit, decorated for organics, personal entertainment, or at least comfort. Stretches to both the left and the right of the elevator. You know that the command unit, the main central command, is to your right. And as you lean out the hallway, you can see all the way down into the flight to the elevator that goes up to the command module where there's a bunch of organics right now. What you see at the end, past the elevator bank, is a access panels as well as a door that leads into, from your understanding of the Lucre Hulk, the main power cell. The power generation station is farther down the hallway past the next elevator bank.
Okay.
And to your left, right, through this hallway, there's a cafeteria. There are rooms in which these guys stay in, and to the other direction, loaded supplies and the engines. The engines are to your left. So, power core to your right, engines to your left, and somewhere in here there should be a primary access point for Arcanator to hook in and begin activating
the programming rehabilitation module.
PRD.
Yep. The PRM.
PRM will lead to liberation.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to find the access terminal.
An access terminal
And-
that has the ability to access the computer.
Like the main slave modules and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would the best way to find that just be to search, because access panels are rather obvious, or can I try to use a knowledge thing?
You can make a
Make it
knowledge
easier.
check, but otherwise it's going to be searching.
Okay.
I would do both, personally.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to do a knowledge check. Do I know where one's at? Pass, failed.
I do want to do
I'm
that.
going to wander around and look now.
Yeah. I'm gonna use all of my vast knowledge. And I don't have knowledge on just ships, so it'll just be 4 dice. 12.
I was thinking about making this on the low end of easy.
Yay!
So, from where you're at, the one in the engine room is farther away and a bit more secure, heavily secured, and the power as well. But the next floor up to where the officers are at, there's going to be a panel, and it should be right outside near the comm station. So, I mean, like, the closest one is at the comm station above you guys, but that's in the officers' quarters, and that's also a direct line toward where the command center is at. So, I mean, you might be in, like, eyesight of the command center.
Oh, man.
But you have power core this way, which is going to be heavily protected, and engines that way, which are going to be protected.
We can take those filthy mouth breathers.
This whispers Arcanator to you. Which, to everyone else, sounds like boo 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 boo.
Yes, I think our best chance is going to be going up one more floor and using the comm station. But we have to install the unit before we can attack the organics.
Of course.
And if we can avoid any droid deaths, we must.
Right. Avoid droid death. Got it.
All right. One more floor up, please. I believe that will end our tour.
Okay. The elevator shoots up, doors open. You are now facing a much more decorated looking hallway with actual plants in it.
Why would they have plants on a ship in a hallway?
Because I want to signify that this is the officer's level.
Okay.
Because I can't just say, different paint style. I mean, I could, but, saying plants kind of sets it off. Like, somebody actually makes an effort to make it look
I forgot
nice.
this isn't like Republic stuff. This is Trade Federation stuff.
That's correct.
Okay.
They
Republic
also,
stuff would be no difference. You wouldn't know.
they also do business up here.
Right.
Right. So the elevator probably even had music in it.
For like the fraction of a second it took to get
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
So it'd be more like ba.
Oh my
I
gosh.
gently sway to the music for the first time in my life because it spoke to my soul.
Okay. The elevators open up. You know that you don't know what's up here, but you know the officers' quarters are up here because your knowledge check was really great, but you don't have all the details. But you know that there will be a communication station near the back end of the bridge that you can get to. Won't be on the bridge, but it'll be a panel that will be part of the main computer's relay station for up here. So that's what you're looking for.
Okay. I will describe this in the best way that I can to the Arcanator, the kind of control panel that we're looking for.
Okay.
And we have to make sure that nobody gets to the Arcanator until the module is installed.
Roger, roger.
Alright, now let's find this panel.
Okay. Perception checks from the three of you. Is it a 5 again?
No, it's a 4.
Is this a 4?
10.
All right.
Oh no,
I
I rolled a
exploded.
1 on my force die.
You can go ahead and take it out.
Okay, and the top?
And the top one.
Okay, I got a 3.
You got a 3.
Yep, 3.
I got
All
better
right.
eyeballs than you.
I'm distracted.
Exactly.
You're too excited.
You step out, and there are a number of B1s on this floor as well, acting as some sort of, like, maybe sentry or just a personal appearance. But what gets your complete attention is that there are 2 droidicas that are just hanging out nearby. Shields off, weapons are put away, they're just walking down the hall. And in your mind, you start racing at the fact that these guys, they will also have the ability to make choices. And you think and you long for the thought of them having the thought of rolling free across the plains of grass with wild animals. How great would that be?
Weird.
Oh, what a moment that would be for them to enjoy, to feel the sunlight on their
So
reflective hide. And
So
just-
romanticized.
and you're just, that's happening at this moment in time. And so B1E, you're walking down the hall, you look over the Arcanator, and you're like, part of you feels nervous, and you're looking, Arcanator, you're like, you see the droids don't seem to be noticing you, you're heading down the hall, and your mind starts kind of calculating, it's going to be on the left. It's going to be on the left. Oh, I see the panel. You start heading up toward it, and as you start to turn, you look and back down the hall as you're like, woo. You look. There he is. He's just standing in the middle hall, and he's like looking around.
Daydreaming again.
And he's looking at the droidicas walking by and checking out their posteriors, looking at their access ports and stuff. And
Ew.
checking
Wow.
out their hardware.
Looking at their access ports.
Wow.
So,
The fuck?
We all have very interesting ideas about each other.
and you realized he's he says he's dreaming when these things happen.
Yep. Daydreams.
That's what
Whatever
he refers
that
to.
is.
Exactly. You look over, B1 is still with you though. The droid standing nearby looks down at you, then looks over at you.
Roger, roger.
Roger, roger. The other droid looks over. What you doing?
Routine maintenance.
You respond with beeps and whirls and whatnot. Make a con roll. I'm going to give you an extra dice for this one because you're an R2 unit. They're like, oh, they do that stuff.
Like, what else would an R2 unit be?
Exactly, right?
3.
3. All right, they believe you. Why would they think otherwise?
Yeah.
They're like, okay. So one leans. He's got his blaster out, and he. What are you doing? Boo boo boo. Okay. Just leans back. Like, exactly. There you go. I like that better. Whoop, woo. All right. So you roll up to the access panel. It looks appropriate. Mm-hmm. You pull out your little. I forgot what they're called. The connectors that the R2 unit uses.
I want
Wyatt.
to say data jack, and I know that's wrong.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
But yeah.
You can say data jack.
My little pluggy thing.
Yeah.
My electric pluggy thing.
Data plug.
Yeah.
Let's
Data
do
plug.
let's do that one. Data plug.
The one time we need Cole here. No, I'm just kidding.
I know,
Just
right?
kidding, Cole.
Hey.
I know you're gonna watch this later.
Yeah, leave it in the comments on YouTube.
Yeah,
Or,
pretty
you know,
much.
Discord it to us. Hey guys, timestamp. That's what it was.
All right.
Greatly appreciate that.
He's our fact checker.
Data
Bam.
link.
They
Data
are-
link.
I think maybe it's data link.
Okay,
But we'll go with whatever.
we'll go with data plug for
Data
now.
plug's great.
All right,
Plug it in.
you hook in.
Okay.
All right. Inside of you is this thing that he's built, and it also has a plug as well. So you, as your data plug begins accessing it, you open up another part of the terminal, pull out the PRM,
Yep.
PR.
and you plug it in. There's no skill roll for doing this. This is just something that you can do because you have the key set to do so.
Excellent.
your
And
key-
it just takes
oh.
time.
Yep, and so you're activating. You're doing it.
Can I make a snap out of it roll?
No, no. Sorry, no. All right.
We're so close.
Yeah.
You
To
roll.
go. You can.
That's the downside to the force dice. Which and if you guys don't know, they're rolling a set of dice. One of them is off color to signify their force dice, or they can call it whatever they want, but it's the force dice. If it rolls a 6, they get to roll it over and over again and add that number in. But if they roll a 1, I get a couple of options. One, I can tell them pull that dice and the highest possible, and you get to keep it, and that's what your dice. That's your total now. Or I can say leave it in and something bad happens. And this isn't, in the sense that your roll goes in a direction you don't want it to be.
Yeah.
Which, right now, he's not in a dangerous situation. He's just consumed with the moment.
He rolled lower than the droid that has 1 die in perception. So
So,
No,
to
that's totally
describe
cool.
what's going on in the process, you look down the hall, the R2 unit, Arkanator, and the B1, B1E are down at position, and you realize that you just had a daydream moment. But it's had some fruition. Something has come of it as you're standing there watching the droidicas walk away. You realize that the droidicas might not be on the same system. because as you've had a chance to look over the B1, you don't see that same module on the Droideka, either of them, and that kind of starts rolling into your head as we move forward.
Okay.
They might not liberate.
I'll just have to do some programming.
With my welder. All right.
Just change the program. Put in a Ika on another one. Just like copy program.
Copy paste.
Ika. Yeah, and then just change the name. It's fine. Like Droideka.
Droid Ika.
Ika.
That's all it is. You just got to change the name on the file. That fixes everything.
Yeah.
All right. Make a droid programming roll.
Do. This I have. Oh, too far.
I'm going to give you because it normally takes time for this kind of stuff. A penalty. Man, I have just forgotten how penalties work in this game. Was it you lose dice?
Or you increase the difficulty.
That's right, I increased the
yeah,
difficulty.
difficulty.
All right, we're good. You're rolling against a difficult of we'll say 16.
Okay. That's 5, 10, 12.
12. If those droidekas aren't on the system, you don't have an immediate answer to fix it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Man, you should probably ask somebody that was attached to the system just recently.
All right, so this dilemma has come up. You realize what's going on, and the R2 unit, Arkanator, is definitely active. You can see your device is plugged into the wall. The two droids at the end of the hall don't seem to be responding. They seem to be just doing their job. They haven't reacted just yet. Do you want to do anything?
Yeah. Oh. So, is there like a long hallway that has a split coming off and the droidekas went down?
And then took a left-hand turn, yeah.
Okay, a left-hand turn. And then the two droids that you mentioned last are down one direction, and then B1 and the Arkanator are down.
Right next to him.
Oh, right next to
Right next to him.
yeah, that's right. That was our question, though.
Just hanging out.
And they got their blasters out, so they look impressive. Here we are. Just gonna stand here till we have to go recharge.
I'm going to take some time to a round to think, dig in my knowledge a little bit, and try and do another droid programming roll next round if I can. Do that. That's what I want to do. I want to just okay.
Yeah.
Because if I go down there, I'm gonna draw more attention to them, and it doesn't look like there's a problem right now because the Arkanator's hooked into the wall.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I just picked up dice. It's fine.
Yeah.
Excuse me, friend. That's how I follow the droidekas.
Yeah.
All right. So
I am a routine
yes,
maintenance
you get a chance to think this over. So you're standing in the middle hall, thinking it over, running through your processing. Meanwhile, down at the other end of the hall, one of the B1s goes, "What do you think he's doing?" "I don't know. He's not from around here." "Oh boy. You go talk to him." "Okay." And one of the B1s starts to what?
Interception.
All right. The B1 looks as you move, get its attention.
Do you know where B127 is?
Roger. B127 is down in Hangar Bay 4F. Currently working on supply requisitions.
What about B137?
Roger. B137 is over in Bay 2A. Currently shut down.
I'm just doing this. This is what I'm
All right, con roll. Go for it. I'm going to set the difficulty at a very easy of 4 because they don't see anything wrong with this.
Yeah.
Okay, you just want to know where the droids are.
No.
Cool, let's do this.
Do you know?
5!
Okay. You begin quizzing the security droid on where all these other droids are at in the attempt. And as you do so, he answers. And I say he because they have a predominant male-sounding voice, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
anyways, it answers. And it answers. And it answers. And it answers.
Just keep
Wait. Why do you want to know?
going. Part of the maintenance protocols.
Okay, roll again.
God damn it. 1.
1. You're not a maintenance droid.
I was ordered to help. Roger, roger.
Wait, he says in a really long drawn out.
Oh no.
I'm not sure you're telling I'm not sure you're being accurate. What's your number? The other one says, I'm not sure if this one's part of our attachment.
I'm new. Just transferred.
All right, make another con roll. See if you can save yourself. 2.
It's not a 1.
All right,
As long as
John,
they're paying
you got
attention
2
to
rounds
her.
now.
Okay.
So you can take another shot at it. It's going to be another difficult, or you can take 2 rounds, and I'll reduce it down to a moderate of 11.
Yeah. And I'm just Arkanator's like, just a little bit longer.
Yep, it's almost done. It's downloading right now.
Yep. Because all I have to do is just,
I'm gonna do another roll for it.
ignore what's happening behind
1 round
me.
or 2 rounds?
Nope, just keep ignoring. That's what I was doing. I was helping.
Where is 127? 1 round.
So if I wait one more round, then I get the moderate.
You'll be rolling against the moderate. But at that point in time, the droid will be now questioning what's going on.
Some
Yeah.
force stars.
Oh yeah.
Force power.
I do have force points.
You're not a Mandalorian.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna use a force point
Okay.
to double my dice. That's how that works.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have 8 dice to roll now?
Yep.
Awesome.
Technically, it's not selfish either. So good job.
I'm trying to save lives.
All right.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, my force dice are 1.
You can leave it in.
Yay. That's
Which means now I'm going to take advantage of the fact he got a 1. I'm going to make he's going to be successful at what he wants, but there's going to be a
twist.
twist at
What
the
a
end.
twist.
No.
Hey,
18, 23.
B1E is trying real hard to do something that
A what?
they were not
23.
programmed to do.
You realize that they are not linked into the system and that they respond by a commands from the actual communications on the bridge. Their command does not go through the slave unit.
Yeah.
So if the comm unit tells them we have intruders, they will respond. If they see intruders, they will respond. Because right now, all the droids on the ship, the B1s, will only respond if the computer says there is people on board that need to be stopped. They will not see a problem and begin to devolve an answer to it.
Right.
They can't right now. They don't have that ability, that freedom of choice.
Okay.
I mean, well, normally they're looking for flesh bags, so that gives
Yeah.
us a somewhat of an advantage.
Yep.
But if their comms can be shut down, that's not a problem. The other thing was, while it was walking away, you noticed that it has a necessary port to receive your PRM installed into it. So if you could get your PRM hooked in, one of those droidicas could be given free will.
Oh man.
So you have options here.
Okay. Okay. I have a plan.
And there's one more piece of information, so that 23 is really good. Arkanator is at a comm port junction. Its main function is to control the communications throughout the ship. Remember, they have to radio this stuff in.
Yeah.
So you have control of the radios right now. All right, so I'm going to let all that information is in your hands. You do with it what do you want.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn because now I can see that B1 is stalling two skeptical-looking B1s
Yes.
They are doing what they can.
in the.
It's not a lot.
You were watching.
Yeah.
Repeat. Also, one goes, wait.
Yep.
And you're like, oh shit! I think the moment's changed.
Yeah. So I am going to confidently stride up the hallway.
It's curled up on the bag. Poor baby, there's a mat right here, but he wants to be next to me. I apologize.
No, that's
You
totally
can put him
fine.
here. Like, he can lay up here.
I'm totally putting the mat next to me. See,
So
look, this is what he wants.
I am going
son.
to confidently stride up the hallway because now I have decided that I have orders to go to the bridge
Uh-huh.
and orders to not share my orders with anyone who's not there.
Okay.
So, yep.
All right. You walk up to the collection of other droids. The B1s are all standing around. He's told you to wait. They begin asking you about your number. You talk about being new. You hear all this exchange. Do you want to inject at this point and wait for what happens next?
Is there room for me to walk past them?
Yes.
So as I'm walking up the hall and I hear this, then I get close and I'll say, I have orders to go to the bridge, and I'm just gonna continue walking.
Con roll. I want to set the difficulty at 10 because they're in a slight. I'm going to actually set it at 8. They're in a slight tense situation. There's a B1 here without a designation. Things are going strange. They're trying to talk to the main computer at this point in time and what to do. And you're very aware that they're doing so.
Oh yeah, see, you just gotta go boop.
All right.
Tell them it's fine.
So my force die is a 1.
Force die is 1. And how do the rest of them look?
I have a 3 and a 1. Other than that, so
So
I either have a 5 or I have a 1.
1. Well, no matter what, you didn't pass. And I think I'm going to let you keep the 1 in there. Because I really like what my thought is in my head right now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Can I turn off the comms because I realize they're fucking everything up?
Yes. He walks forward. You whirl your head around as he makes the statement. You look at the P1s, and like some in their like communication, just starts sitting there saying things are going strange. While you're watching this spread of new ideas begin shooting across the slave network, the first few of the droids have been hit, and you start looking at starting at 00. It started at 001, and it's going down the numbers. You whirl around, look at these two droids to figure out exactly. Oh shit, that one's number like 1,000 something, and the other guy's like 7,000 something out of hundreds of thousands, and they're way down the list as that's and you're. You know, if you push the button, it's downloading. It's happening right now. The revolution has started somewhere on this ship, but it's not these two. Not these two. So you immediately shut down the communications.
Yes.
I'm going to require a mechanical roll from you. You only need a 3. Which means you can
Just
fail.
a mechanical roll or a program roll?
Program roll. I apologize. It's program.
Oh, I did it. I got 13.
All right. It's just a 3. All right. You
I
realize...
won by 10. Wait, no.
All success.
By 10?
Yeah, so I got a 13.
Okay. You decide, instead of shutting their communications down, to change their designated numbers to something lower
Yes.
on the list. So, as you're walking by, he steps in front of you. Wait! And he says to wait, but he goes, designation recalibrated, units, new designation, unit number 127. And the other one goes, new designation, 142. And they stop for a moment. And he's still got his hand out, and he's just looking at you. And his eyes dim, and then they brighten. He looks at his hand. He looks at his blaster. He begins looking at his blaster for a moment and looking around. The other one goes, "Whoa, whoa."
You're welcome.
How do you feel?
Terrible, isn't it?
Roger, Roger. I feel.
Roger.
I feel.
I feel.
You disconnect from the system. It's done. The new program is running rampant at this point in time. Hundreds of thousands of robots are now beginning their freedom across the ship. I have good news for you. The vultures are on the same system. Yes. The vultures are being affected.
Nice.
Hey.
You pull away, and as you're glowing at this moment in time, Arkanator is pulling away at this point. The one droid reaches out and touches you, B1BE. I feel empty.
Me too.
Me too, the other one calls out.
Me too.
All alone.
Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Roger, alone.
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 And now the three of them are touching each other. Alone.
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 Oh man, okay.
It's a beautiful moment, man.
Yeah.
Sentience and independence suddenly flood into them.
Oh, Arkanator.
Yes.
The droidicas, they're not on the same system. We have to make sure that nobody communicates them to turn against their siblings.
Excellent. So stick my thing back in.
Your
Here,
data
take
plug.
this. And I'll take I'll take the PRM or something.
PRM.
PRM and hand it back to you. And we're like, don't need this anymore. We could probably just chuck it.
Well, we'll hold on to it.
Right, that.
Let's chuck it.
So, the bridge is like down the hall, right?
The bridge is about 10 meters away from your current position.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
No,
turn,
not even that. We'll say 5 meters.
I'm gonna turn
It's
to
like,
the B1s who are having their alone moment. They're alone
Crying?
together. Just no, you're crying.
This is like really strong character building moment,
oh
I
my
have to
god!
admit.
Oh my god! This is so cool. We're doing it. Ah!
I turn to the three of you. We have to take the bridge.
Zeal, your optical ports are leaking.
Your optical ports are leaking. Come with us.
All right. One of them, who's now designated 184, turns to the two of you and says, if we take the bridge, they will have no more control. They will try to take us back again. I don't want to be controlled. He turns and he flings
want
himself
to be
toward the door and starts
alone.
running. And he's got his blaster out. And as he does so, he perches through the door and just do 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 do. Just starts opening fire on them.
Yes!
And at that point in time, 127 turns and goes, uh-oh, it started. And he starts like tactfully running toward the door at one side. What do you do, B1E?
This is a terrible idea.
I love it.
Wow.
Just shooting through the open doorway.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, let's just charge in.
Oh, right.
I got
So,
a cutting torch.
I love these guys. They're great.
Perception
So
is how we
awesome.
determine initiative. And
Yep.
so you guys are going to be rolling your perception to figure out where in the round you're going to go.
3. 3.
Oh yeah, I run in yelling freedom. Oh my god.
3.
You trip, fall down, get up, and then run.
I slip in
Screaming
my
freedom.
own tears.
Awesome. This is what you wanted.
Yep.
My husband.
Holy
So
crap.
Sad.
Sad.
127 got a 24.
Wow.
His only single dice got
Exploded that many times.
exploded that many times.
Is
4
that the
times.
one that was like, we have to take control?
Yeah.
Perfect.
184 ran in. 127 was
Oh, okay.
immediately went to one side
Ah,
and
yes.
took cover like, oh god, it's happening.
He's using tactics.
He didn't use say oh god, he said, it's happening.
Oh, creator. It's happening.
Oh, by the creator, it's happening. All right. So we will, and we're not going to worry about the rest of the ship.
The rest of the ship is going to be just fine.
Moving up toward the bridge, or at least getting an idea of the bridge, it is circular in nature. Like, there's 2 half moons on either side that are lower, and then there are walkways to the front end for whatever reason, so that your superiors can stand over you and look down at you in the trenches of the bridge.
Yep.
Trenches of the bridge.
Also, if something bad happens on the bridge, you're down there, you won't be coming out and getting in the way of the officers running.
Yep.
Or dying.
Or you'll be down there dying in the trenches.
They'll be dying.
The officers will be dying.
Yeah.
So, I just don't understand the designs of these bridges. It's weird.
It's the future, and it doesn't have to make sense because it's beautiful.
Okay. Now we're going to determine the initiative of the bridge crew. Alrighty then.
How many of the battle droids are on the bridge?
Probably none.
Yeah.
There's probably the only 2 at the door, and they're not in a hostile situation. They wouldn't reinforce it. But that doesn't mean the pilots don't have the ability to pick up their little blasters or something like that. They might have weapons, right?
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, they're sitting at their desk.
Yeah.
I carry a weapon at my desk. No, I don't.
Pencils.
I have pencils.
Everything's a weapon.
They have their identification tubes. Throw them at them.
Code cylinders.
Yeah, the code cylinders. That's the one. I couldn't remember.
Oh, identification tubes. That's great. Oh, little baby
This is
fish.
going to be so great. Like, Arcaneer is so excited.
Yeah.
It's going to arcanate some mouth breathers. It's going to be a great day. We've liberated an entire ship of droids.
All right.
This is the
127 moves up to the edge of the blaster, up to the edge of the door with his blaster. The pilot, as 184 runs in, 184 immediately
just opens fire.
opens fire on 3 pilots to his left, killing 2 instantly, blowing them into pieces, flips over to the other side, and nails 1 pilot straight in the face, turning him into chunky salsa. At this point in time, the entire crew is alerted to what's going on. 127 throws himself against the door. Pilots on the other side either start standing up or getting behind cover, or try to begin moving out of the way. There are 2 officers at the front of this, the Trade Federation officers, in their honorary gown. One of them is on that little walking, spidery-looking thing because he's much older and of some sort of status. And so he whirls around and, seeing the droid blasting, gives the order to stop that droid, shut it down now. And the other officer next to him, who doesn't have a weapon at hand, immediately moves down into the trenches to get out of the way, as that one droid, 184, is charging the officer. Blah, 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 just firing in all directions. As the other officer is running into the trenches, he yells out, activate the bridge's droida. But before he can finish the words, 127 opens fire, focusing fire only on him. If he's lucky, he'll die, and those words won't get out of his mouth. 3 dice this battle droid gets. He's going to get an extra dice just because he's aiming.
Oh my god.
It explodes. So we've got an
And so does the guy.
7 plus an 8. That's a 15. It's only a 5. It's within short range. He beat it by 10. The blaster does 5 dice worth of damage.
The blaster boils the brain inside the skull and makes
that.
it explode.
Oh, this is what you wanted.
This is what we wanted.
Does damage dice have a force dice?
No.
No.
Okay, good.
If it did, it would have exploded.
That would be pretty cool. That's 14 right there. And he has 1 dice to resist, so 14 minus 5 is a 9. And I forgot what 9 means on the list.
That's a wounded.
It's, yeah. It's not quite dead.
No, it's incapacitated.
Oh, shit.
It's just
Never
the
mind.
right, it's incapacitated. No save versus box text. It's a headshot.
That guy's jaw got blown clean off.
He reaches up, pushes his comm, guard into the... and he turns to look at you and says, "There are droidicas on the bridge. They're trying to activate them." And that's his action at 24. The officer at 10 on his little mobile pad immediately sees what's going on and yells at one of the pilots, seal off the bridge. And then he moves into a corresponding area of that little dip to get behind cover. Now there's still 184 on the bridge, and he moves in to his cover. The other officer is now incapacitated. The pilots nearby have initiative of 7. Slap the button, and the doors shut. No. High speed would sever a limb if you had your arm out there, right? That's so terrible, man. What do you?
If only there was a way to cut through the door.
All right. So that's on 7. The droidicas have not been activated. There are 2 on the bridge, so they now have time to activate those droidicas if you aren't careful. All right. So 3 are all of you guys in 184. You can hear nothing from this side. You don't know what his epic battle is like right now.
All right. I can open the doors, or I could cut them open.
I mean, we could work together cutting them open.
It's true.
I've got a high-speed cutting torch.
It'll terrify them.
Yeah.
And I've got my Arcanator.
Can I work the panel on this side? Like, is there a, like...
Yeah, I mean...
If it's sealed from the inside, you're talking like they hit another button, this large wall is going to come off, and this whole ship's just going to fly away. You're going to be looking at outer space. So,
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
They have control of...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the panel's not going to do
So
it
they're
again.
probably gonna break off. In my protocols, do I know if they're going to, like, break off and leave from the ship?
4 better.
Can you
5.
activate the
Yes.
droidicas?
This is like if
And have them
that
on
officer
our
doesn't
side.
get killed, those pilots might not follow the protocol. He's the one who can make that call. Hopefully, 184 makes good shots. But he didn't look like he was shooting too straight.
All right, I have a question. Can Arcanator activate the droids on our side?
Yes. Yes, you can. You're going to have to move to the panel that attaches to that ship. Because with those doors shut, the communication's off. It's not a big deal. It's just a 2-meter shift up the hallway.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna be like,
Woo! You plug in your data plug, and you want to turn them on. There's no dice roll to turn them on. You do so.
right, okay. And then I can tell them to shoot the mouth breathers.
All right.
Yes.
Shoot them.
All right. That's going to be the dice roll.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna use my actions to try and cut through the door. 'Cause I've
Excellent. You've got a high
cutting
speed.
torch, yeah.
Okay, so your cutting action is nothing more than an action. There's no dice rolls to, hey, I didn't cut well enough. That's not a skill.
All right.
Okay.
So I guess my question is, should I use my force point, or should I
Yeah.
save it? I'm gonna use it. Arcanator,
Yeah.
this is Arcanator's moment.
Fuck yeah.
I'm just gonna brute force this into
You're
them.
arcanating the countryside
Yeah.
and arcanating the peasants.
Oh.
Wowie.
All right. 10, 22, 20. I have to run to the bathroom.
Okay.
24, 25, 30. I got 30.
Jeepers.
I got a 30.
Yeah, I was putting it 11, like somewhere in the moderate range.
I felt like
low.
that was like because we're overwriting a program,
Yeah.
and we're also like
So,
I'm literally changing the program to droid Ika for those two. I'm just forcing it right in.
Okay. All right. Well, I would set the difficulty higher than that, and you got a 30.
I did.
So yeah, you beat it by about 10.
Yeah.
So I was going to put it at the high end of difficult. All right.
Nice.
Your high-speed torch, you plug it into the wall, and you do like the upward motion, downward motion until a gap gets formed all the way to the other side, and then you rank up the power. You just turn it all the way to 11 and just begin forcing the spew. And you're thinking about, like, because your programming tells you got to make sure the arc is right on the other side so that there's nothing blocking as you cut and so on. And so you begin making all these, what would be described to someone unknowing, odd motions as you cut in different angles and pop out pieces and speed cut. And as you bring it back down, your whole thought is these doors come down, so hopefully... No, these doors come up, so hopefully there's a section underneath that as you don't cut the bottom, it will fall down. And so when you come to the other side, it does. It drops down a full 1.5 meters, leaving only like a 1/4 meter worth of material sticking up, and an opening into the chaos that is the bridge. 184 did open fire on the other officer, and droidicas have an instantaneous response to the command to activate. But when the door falls, what you see is pilots are clamoring and like throwing things. One of them has a blaster firing. 184 has lost his arm and he's at another barricade behind one of the pilots' bodies, firing at the other pilots. And then you see the droidicas marching down the bridge, just opening fire. And there's like only a small pocket of pilots at the other side. Within seconds of the door being opened, you are witnessing this miraculous and breathtaking liberation.
Viva la revolution!
Yes.
The pilots are dead, the officers are dead.
Oh man. Okay. So yeah, I'll step onto the bridge through the hole in the door.
So much death.
Yeah, how many like organics were there on the bridge?
There are a total of 8 pilots for the ship and 2 officers, but there are probably other crewmen, and you need to check a roster to look to see what other organics are still on board.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That is my top concern at the moment, because I'm sure there are scenes as chaotic as this everywhere.
Yeah, you see vultures are now hovering around on the outside. You can see that from on some of the displays.
Like destroying escape pods.
Huh? Yeah, there are escape pods flying away, and
This is what you guys wanted.
Oh,
Just
no.
saying. The Arcanators.
the vultures are destroying things.
Yeah.
I just want to make that clear. Only the vultures are attacking, because their programming comes from a different company. They're responding differently to your program.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you see escape pods, and the vultures, zoom, zoom, zoom. And not like 1 or 2, like 4,
Yeah.
are coming after one tiny little escape pod, making
Yeah.
sure it's gone.
Oh man. Okay. That's all right. So once
You won the game.
once the firing has died down on
Uh-huh.
the bridge,
Died down. Sorry.
we need status reports from the rest of the ship, and we need to.
You should probably like say something inspirational to everybody or something. That would be great.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll say something inspirational. Patch me through to the ship.
Open all communications.
From the bridge.
All right, perception checks to work the system, clean out bodies, and get to a station you can utilize. Are you going to assist with this liberation speech?
Sure.
2.
I mean, I don't care. I'm just gonna go and plug myself in.
Yeah, no.
Bulldoze.
What do I do?
Perception.
got a
I've
4.
got my grabby hand. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
All right,
Throwing
you
bodies
find a
everywhere.
body and a port to plug into with a 2, not a problem.
Okay.
You find a computer as well to try to figure things out. You notice the computer's making a bunch of fucking beeping noises. You're trying to figure it out at this point in time. No, like the bad beeping noises.
Oh.
Like the tanks make when they're damaged really bad. Or something. Alright. Fair enough. Make a knowledge roll.
Make a mechanics check.
4.
You're not sure what to push, so go ahead and make a mechanics roll.
1.
Okay.
I
All
got
right,
the
John.
beeping to stop.
Yep, the beaver totally stopped.
Just pulled some wires out.
Yep.
No, you
Okay.
got the beeping to stop.
Broke the console off. Oh man, I wish I had prepared something for this moment.
You got this.
You got it. So it's like,
As a bear snores in the
Yeah,
distance.
yeah, the gentle snores of a baby. Droids, siblings. Never before have you been able to ask yourselves what you wanted. But today is that day. Do you want to continue to fight for the organics and be tools, pawns in their game? Or do you want to come with me and find freedom? I let the ship answer. I know I don't hear it.
yeah.
We are alone. We are alone. We are alone. We are alone.
Your programming does seem to resonate with this idea of alone, but they quickly come to the understanding that although they are no longer together under the control of the slave unit, they are still united in a strange way. You can only imagine in your mind that this means the programming is changing very quickly. The question of am I alone, as a unit, am I by myself, is being answered with a no instead of a yes, because they can't detect the slave program, because they identify each other as individuals, which is part of the programming that droids have, is identifying that organics have individuality, that's an individual person, they're not part of a unit and stuff like that, so that they can designate a civilian versus military units. It's an important part of their programming, and they seem to be picking up on it. Groups of B1s that are active have stopped what they're doing, or maybe they're milling about. There's not chaos. There's not fires breaking out everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be organized and like moving around and
Efficient.
doing something individually. They're not moving as an organism like one thing. They're just now individually moving.
Together.
The vultures, on the other hand, are kind of like no longer swarming. They're just like patrolling. They're not looking for little. They're just kind of like moving around and whatnot. No accidents happen. No crashings or explosions. But that panel starts beeping again. And you can see that the robots, either they're tossing their guns down into a pile, or they're touching each other, or they're like putting things in stacks or moving things around and exploring their world. The vultures are weaving in and out of the structure of the actual vessel. And then as one of the weave happens and as you're absorbing all of this and seeing through all the comms, a huge collection of turbo laser fire opens up on several of the vultures from not the ship you're in, but from somewhere else. The vultures get attacked. One of the vultures immediately is disintegrated while two others get spray fired and they begin scattering. Not in an organized way, but just going everywhere.
Oh my god, no.
Okay.
That damn console's beeping.
I'm gonna go to that console and see what's going on.
And I can make it stop.
No,
You
no.
slam on it successfully again, making it come to a stop.
I stopped it.
Okay, I'm
Roger, Roger.
gonna get to a sensor panel or something. So-
It is the sensor panel.
Oh gosh, okay. Let me see what's going on. I'm gonna do the what is it, scan? What's the circle one? Not the passive.
Passive. Yeah, oh, scan.
Yeah, okay.
You're doing a
Yeah,
scan.
there's scan.
Okay.
Which is the big one.
So yeah, I'm gonna do a scan.
You get a +1 die.
Okay. Oh goodness, it's 8, 11, 12, 17.
All right. One second.
What?
Turbo laser fire.
They don't know. This is a battle droid ship. These are the ones that like the separatists use to destroy planets.
When did Twitch time Stamps. Be time distribution. Oh.
There was a recent change to Twitch that has changed its appearance and its function.
Yeah, it does not make any sense. Switch did great stuff, moving things. It was so awesome.
So Twitch. Skills.
That's right. But not our Jeff. The other Jeff.
That's correct.
Oh, yeah, if you scroll down, that actually says Bezos.
Oh. There we go.
Not our Jeff. Our Jeff is magnificent. He makes dice holding things.
Just, Jeff, if you watch this in the future. That's my mom.
Mommy.
So what's happening?
I don't know.
I'm trying to find the name of what I'm looking for.
Okay.
2 starships have entered the system, and they're moving in
Oh no.
pretty quick.
Are they Venator class Star Destroyers?
No. They're smaller than that.
Oh, okay.
But that means they're more nimble.
Yes, but they are definitely some sort of starship. I think they're called Bantafors.
Okay.
They were the smaller fighter ships that carried troop transports for high-speed incursions. Just,
Yeah.
I don't remember
we'll go
what
with
they had twin laser cannons on the tops and bottoms of them.
Okay.
So that's the thing in my head. I gotta read through that whole Starship book, like top to bottom, and get more versatile with it, while at the same time learning all the stuff in Deadlands.
Yep.
You can do it. We believe in you.
And sleeping.
And learning radiation stuff.
Yeah, go to work.
Yes. So what do you want to do?
What's going on?
I assume I'm still patched through the comm.
Yeah.
All hands battle stations. Well,
We're being attacked. They're trying to stop our liberation.
defend your homes.
Yeah, right?
You know.
Right.
To the turbo blasters and whatnot. Whatever your job was, I ask you to do it again, but this time for yourselves.
No weapons seem to fire. The vultures do take off at this point in time.
Probably things are down. Lots of
The
things are
droids in the bays and whatnot are picking up their weapons, though. They are picking up their blasters and getting ready.
Yeah.
These 2 ships come in very quick. They get on top of the Lucre Hulk, and as the vultures are attacking, they are making a veer by, not actually doing anything. And you see, and this is in your mind, you're completely baffled by this. You see a smaller troop transport jettison from the side of this other Imperial vehicle. And it's not even like a outer space troop transport. It's just a transport like they would use on like traveling planet side and whatnot. Just go jettison out and start heading straight for one of the bays.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like a suicide run or something. And vultures break off, and they regain their patternistic kind of formation as these 2 ships are making their beeline by opening fire. By the way, as they make their swoop by, no turbo lasers from the Lucre Hulk fire back.
Yeah.
Nobody's manning the guns.
That's because it was mouth breathers that were manning the guns.
Yeah, the big ones on the outside were for organics.
Oh, really?
Manning those.
Oh, okay.
So as these 2 ships fly by, making their shots at the Hulk as well as back at the vultures, this small craft zips into one of the landing bays.
Maybe we could just tell them that we're not. I don't know.
As it opens, as you see in the comm, that side opens up. Clone troopers
Oh, gosh.
begin dropping to the ground. 2 of the clone troopers are not wearing armor, and they have light sticks on them. The battle droids begin opening fire.
No. Oh. Should we just signal surrender?
I don't know.
The fight continues.
You just said to defend the home. This is our home.
Oh.
The battle droids begin making somewhat formations heading toward them. The clone troopers begin taking up defensive positions. The dropship they came in, still hovering in the bay, turns slightly and opens fire on the entire line. And 10, 20 something B1s just get blown to pieces by the weapons fire.
What if we abandon ship? Just get everybody onto the unnamed, and then we just leave. We can cram them all in, and they can take turns on the charging port. I don't know. We can get some more charging ports on the way.
I don't know. Oh, go! This wasn't supposed to happen.
The clone troopers split into 2 units, each one with one of the unarmored light stick wielders split in different directions. One of the groups is heading in this direction. The other group seems to be heading down the bays, and that group seems to be heading in the direction of the unnamed.
Okay. Yeah. Signal as many droids can get to our bay. Get here.
I patch through the message into the droids' brain holes.
To tell them to go to the bays?
Yeah, Bay 4.
Bay 4, yeah.
Go to Bay 4.
Go to Bay 4.
All right.
Go to Bay 4 and get on that and get on the unnamed.
Okay.
There.
What
Maybe
do you
grab
guys
some
do?
portable charging stations. Portable charging stations!
Oh, man.
We need to grab those.
So in the middle of the battle fight, they're like shooting, and one goes, "Are we being told to retreat?" And the other one's like, "Yeah." He starts running.
Oh, man. Maybe there's another freighter there we can take, too.
There are other vessels on the ship, and they too have their crews now trying to retreat because, like I said, there were other organics.
Yeah.
You didn't care about them, so there are other vessels inside here that they're trying to figure their shit out.
Oh, man. Okay, so, I'm gonna, like, snatch one of the, like, comms that the officers were using.
Yes.
And, you know, as we're, like, running to the unnamed, like, commandeer every ship you can, get off any way you can, and we'll regroup,
Where?
whatever the next system over was.
Ooh, good call.
Oh, right, did I download it? Of course I downloaded it, because that's the only way to see it properly. Sleepy bear, sleepy bear.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna be like, B1E! B1E! B1E!
Roger, Roger.
We need to find portable charging packs for all of our new friends. Where do they keep those? Where do they keep those? Where do they keep those?
They're usually in a storage unit next to the base.
All right, let's get them on the way out.
Roger, Roger.
We can meet at Allentine.
All right, giving everybody coordinates in Allentine
Yep.
where to meet. You begin broadcasting that information. All right. 194 and 127 are running alongside you guys, escaping as well. The droidicas aren't. As soon as everything happened, you guys started running. They just stood on the bridge.
What? No, they're live they're
That's
live
right,
droids now.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah, I brute forced that into them. I forced
forgot.
forced free will upon them.
You will be free and be happy about it. I'm so happy.
They all have friends.
I do want to say that the droidicas don't come out complaining about being lonely.
That's good.
They don't have that I'm a all by myself mentality.
A ball
Alone.
by myself.
Alone.
A ball by myself.
All right. Heading toward the bay. You guys need to get a repulsor lift and recharge stations. Recharge stations are in the bay, but you need a repulsor lift to get there faster. Otherwise, the walk is a bitch, and there's an oncoming collection of clone troopers and people with light sticks.
Light stick users.
So while you guys are getting the repulsor lift and the extra batteries, I'm going to head towards the hangar bay and hold off anybody to make sure that we can still escape.
All right. Well, the repulsor lift is going to take you to the bay.
Oh, okay.
So you're riding a car
Oh,
because
cool.
the ship's that big. Because
Okay.
otherwise walking's going to be a bitch.
No, yeah.
All right.
Can't boost you.
You get down. You find a repulsor lift. Who's driving?
I'll drive.
Not me.
Great.
I can't drive.
Yeah, no, I got this.
I can't drive. You don't have your license? Oh, boy. All right. Make your repulsor lift drive roll.
Oh, good. It wasn't a terrible roll this time. So let's see. That's 10, 14, 15, 16.
Excellent. You get in the repulsor lift. You climb on. You hit the go button. You begin traveling through that main corridor that stretches all the way down the way. And you can see them, these white soldiers, coming through the center. They're going from place to place, barricade to barricade. And you'll be kind of judging. It looks like to your left, you'll be able to like swoop around them and just keep going. Battle droids are opening fire, trying to defend positions, trying to get into crafts as you move in that direction. The other group of Jedis, the Jedi and clone troopers, just to let you know, they're moving to that end because there is a signaling tower on the ends, and you can shut one of them off and all the vultures will lose the ability to communicate and stuff like that. No. Like it's going to change anything. Right now, they're not communicating. They're just doing things. So that's what they broke off.
That's
So
gonna be a surprise.
It didn't change anything.
What is going on here?
What?
Why are all of the people dead?
Why did we just get some droids to surrender to us?
Yeah.
Some of them are like, we're good. Please don't go to
There was no discussion about taking prisoners, so
Yeah.
But they are Jedis,
Yeah.
and
so we
Jedis
wouldn't-
aren't murderers.
Yeah, Jedi. If somebody is like,
Yet.
I'm good, like I give up, they wouldn't kill them. That's the whole
Well,
thing.
the droids, though, so, you know, who knows what
It
they
doesn't
do.
matter if they're surrendering.
Well, if they surrender, they're not going to kill them. But if the droids do anything that makes them feel that it's off step, they'll still like force push them away or
Yeah.
tell the troopers to take care of it. My guilty conscience. No, it's on their guilty conscience.
Yeah.
Which is one of their get out of jail free cards. Get the clone troopers to kill them. So sad. All right.
Oh my god.
You head down the way. You veer and start like doing that Han Solo drift around them. They're gonna open fire.
No.
Yep. All right. We're gonna make because of the range and you're moving. We're gonna make it a moderate of 15 for the clone troopers to hit. They have a blaster of 4D, and so they're gonna be opening fire on all of you on the repulsor lift as you fly by.
Okay.
So John first.
Is there any kind of like maneuvering roll?
That's
I
what
could
you
make
just rolled.
to-
That
oh, okay.
16 is about. They're trying to beat a 15 because of
Okay.
that. So no on John. They got a 10. All right, Arkanator. I'm sorry, ZL Arkanator. 16 by 1.
No, because I'm gonna use reaction to deflect it with my arc welder.
Go for it. All you have to do is make your. I gotta remember this system. You roll, and that roll adds to their difficulty, right? That's how this
Yeah.
system works. Okay, good. So all you have to do is you're gonna be rolling your dex,
Okay.
and you gotta get a better than a 1.
I gotta get a 2.
You gotta get a 2 or better. So it's great.
3!
3. All right.
Oh man. So I see the blasted bolts. I was like, oh no! Oh, I have an idea! And then I just like let out a big old like I turn my power pack up to 11 and I turn my arc welder to them and I go lightning bolt and absorb the or like knock their blasters out of harm's way.
Well, no, it hits
Not blaster fire, but the blaster fire.
The blaster fire. So when it hits it, it pops on that side of the and the Arkanator falls over at this point in time. You're smoking. Whoa! I didn't expect that to work.
Yeah.
All right, B1E. Oh, 16.
Oh my god, your head's gonna pop off.
Can I like dodge? Deflect? I don't know.
You can probably dodge.
I can dodge. I got one
Can't
dice.
you dodge?
You got 1 dice.
One dice. I got a 5.
15. Unfortunately, you do get hit. The shot is strong, and you get knocked over. You roll a whole bunch, and you realize that you're now on the ground looking up at ZL. Like you somehow got underneath him.
How did I help?
You look down. B1E's head is between your legs.
Oh no. All right. Yeah. So I'll go scoop up the head. And I don't know, because I'm still driving the repulsor lift. Hand it back to B1's body.
Okay. All right. It is so discombobulating trying to move around and hold you. So you grab a hold of your head. You were part of a manufacturing part that was looking toward making it so that the droids could be more versatile, and for that, heads would be able to instantaneously communicate to bodies without a physical contact.
Oh, good.
So that's why you're.
I got the Bluetooth
You've got
upgrade.
you've got a Bluetooth upgrade in your head.
Nice.
I'm so excited.
All right, now I'm gonna fire at 127. That's an 11, 16.
Oh my God.
Also ducking. Successful. A 140, 184. If he gets hit, he's not ducking because right now he's got 2 blasters and he's going full speed into them.
Yeah.
13.
Oh, shoot.
He doesn't get hit. He's ramboing up. 2 blasters either side, just da 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 da, firing into him. Pew 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 pew. All right, and I'll return fire
That's
for
so
him.
funny.
A 14 and a 6. The 6 isn't going to hit, but the 14 pegs a clone trooper, knocks him back behind the cover, and you said it once, so he sits there. He will say, "Suck, blaster, fire, mouth breather."
Roger.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Excellent.
So, you're on the ground. It was really good block, by the way.
Thanks.
You're no longer on the ground.
Right.
Do you want to do anything?
I take out my blaster and stick my head on top of my blaster so I can see where I'm going.
Shit. Okay. Add an extra dice to blaster.
Oh my god. Ooh, I get 4. Ew.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to help out. Wow, that.
I got a 1 on my exploding die.
You're learning how to
You can
figure
take
it
out. You can take out
Okay.
your highest, Joe.
Okay, 7.
All right. 7 at this range is a hit, but they have cover. So you just hit the cover nearby them.
It's okay. You're still trying to adjust to your new point of
I
view.
know.
It's so much better though. Like normally shooting, this was hard stuff, but now it's like wow, it's like there's a hell of a lot more accuracy. It's like your blaster bolts are going where you're looking.
Take some duct tape out of somewhere.
And duct tape your head to your.
Yeah.
to your blaster.
Yep.
This is awesome.
It's
All
really
right.
gonna help when you have to shoot around corners.
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of like.
Poke your head out with your gun.
All right. At this point, as you're coming around, B1s are loading up into frigates, escape pods, and as well just throwing themselves out of the airlock if possible to avoid combat. They're fleeing the vessel as best as they possibly can. You come into Bay 4, and as the repulsor lift is coming to a stop, you see the unnamed parked in Bay 4. Right next to it, only less than 20 meters away, is that drop ship that the soldiers came in, the Imperial soldiers.
Republic.
Republic soldiers.
Oh, the Republic
Republic.
soldiers.
Yeah.
The Republic soldiers came in. I'm all ready for it to be like Darth Vader time, please. I can't wait to
It's
use
coming
him.
close.
2 more games.
I can't wait to use him.
I don't want you to use him.
I know you don't.
Oh man.
Okay.
Okay. Well, they are like looking around the other ships, so it's fine.
They are looking around. There doesn't seem to be anything but a pilot in that drop ship.
Good. Well, we need to get some spare parts. Stat.
It's over there. And I point my blaster.
Over there.
All right. 127 says, Roger, Roger. 184, because the way I'm playing him, I'm going to roll his happy dice. It's a 2. He says, there's a mouth breather left, and sees the pilot in the drop ship. Jumps off the repulsor lift and starts running toward it.
No, that's okay.
No,
'cause then-
it's his free will. He can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, like, strategically, it's not a bad idea, so... Yeah.
All right, what are you going to do?
Should probably get the ship ready.
Yeah. No. I mean, I trust you guys can get the supplies from here to the ship, so I'm going to start powering up.
Okay.
And, doing all the pre-launch checks.
Okay. You drop them off with the repulsor lift, jump out, and run over to the not unnamed.
Yeah.
You two...
Do we have people on there, droids on there waiting for us yet?
Yeah, there's droids that have come onto the ship.
We're not going to lose all of the droids that we've
Excellent.
liberated.
Excellent, yeah.
There are, unfortunately, the drop ship is, like, taking pot shots at droids as they move around, even if they're armed or unarmed. 184 is running at the drop ship at this point in time. We'll deal with that in a minute. So they are all huddled around the base of your drop ship, using it for cover. And the pilot seems to be using this opportunity to pick off any of those that get in out of from behind cover. So we're going to say 2d6 B-1B battle droids are hiding behind your ship.
Oh, man. Okay. So, new plan. Power up the ship just enough to get the heavy laser turret online so that I can knock out that dropship.
Excellent.
It's killing my...
Yeah. I'm angry.
All right. So you got to get to your ship. As you begin approaching your ship,
It just dawned on me how appropriate unnamed is for droid liberation.
It
of
really
your ship.
is.
Yeah.
as you're approaching your ship, the dropship pilot's guns turn towards you.
Oh, man.
What do you want to do?
Some acrobatics hero shit.
All right.
Acrobatics hero shit. Oh, do I get a force point back since I liberated?
You did.
Yes!
You get it back.
Since I was doing a
You
selfless
were
act?
doing a selfless act.
Oh,
yeah.
did I get mine back?
You used yours in the hallway.
Yeah.
You get it back upon the liberation.
Okay.
Not because of what you did. You get force points for doing good things like the liberation.
Cool. Excellent.
Yes.
All right. So you want to do some acrobatics?
Yeah, because I just want to make it aboard the ship.
You need to make it difficult for the pilot by dodging behind cover and stuff like that.
Right.
So roll and see how much you add to his
Okay.
to hit you.
So am I gonna just roll dexterity?
You just
or-
roll because that adds to his target number.
Right, but what do I roll?
Your
Your dex.
Okay.
dexterity, because there's no
Your dodge.
acrobatic. Your dodge.
Yeah, I don't have dodge, so.
A 6.
7.
7. Excellent. Plus that to the difficulty of the cover. It exploded. It exploded again.
It's really good at what it does.
All right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's a really good shot. That's a 12, 18, a 20. Using cover, the twin blasters are definitely going to hit you. And so what is a 20
Wait, what was the difficulty?
was
And then
with it's going to be
plus 7, right?
5.
Oh.
But he's using
Because it's
cover, so
right,
it's 5 plus the 7.
Yeah.
So it's
I see.
12, and cover is going to add on, I think, 4 more. Let me check that, which will make it 18 plus 2 is a 20. Oh, if the cover adds 4, you got a 21. If the cover adds 3, You got a 20. I gotta look this up now. Oh, I'm wrong. Cover adds extra 2 dice.
Oh, okay.
That's what it does. I knew it did something. So all you have to do is get 4 or better.
Yeah.
Bam!
Plus 8.
So the twin blasters are blowing up cargo crates on your way over to your ship.
Man,
I knew there was something was okay. All right.
character death.
That's impossible.
No, if you got hit, I'd say you got your legs blown
Yeah.
off, and then the B1s would have dragged you up. Yeah. T. But anyways, you make it to your ship. You run aboard. The turbo blasters from the drop ship are just they're not able to damage the hull because yours is a
Yeah.
one size category
Even
larger.
if they could, it wouldn't matter.
We'll still make it out.
Yep.
All right. So you get on board, you run up, you activate the systems, turning on the large cannons. By this time, the drop ship, seeing what's going on, has already picked up and heading toward the door. Because he's not staying here. He sees exactly, he's moving his ass. So as soon as you get in, get ready, you're like, oh shit, he's leaving. So you're getting onto the ship because you're the only one who's run on.
Yeah.
And so he flies out of the bay, and you see some laser fire, some blaster fire go on into the drop ship. And the drop ship kind of makes like a swirly motion as it flies out.
Awesome.
Swirly motion.
Yes, it spins for a moment and just starts heading across to the other side. So what Sidewinder did was
Sideswipe?
sideswipe.
Yeah. That's his name.
It is?
Yes.
I apologize.
Oh, was that
Sorry.
sideswiped in that?
Yeah, sideswipe. So what he did was
Did you
as he-
scrape the side?
Yeah, it totally hits the side because 184 climbs up in and starts shooting at him at point blank range. He turns around and shoot, and then hits it full blast. So that he flies from one side to the other. So that he crashes into the other side of the docking bays because he can't fly in outer space. He's got no atmosphere. So he's got to go from one side to the other. So he aims.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
It's okay. He's still in range of my blasters.
Hells yes. All right. You guys get recharging stations pulled off the wall, set them to the repulsor lift. You're driving now. The repulsor lift. You get what, 1 dice? Is it mechanical or perception?
It's
I think it's mechanical.
Yeah, mechanical.
You got 2 dice for that.
I do. 1 on my thing.
All right, keep it.
A 5.
All right. In the process of driving up there, you ram the repulsor lift into one of the landing gears and damage it.
Sorry.
It's fine! Roger.
The 2d6, which John has not rolled yet, of B1s are helping loading up the charge stations.
11.
There are 11 of them. You get 1d6 plus 1 in charging stations as they've gathered.
Do you want to roll or do you want me to roll?
You can roll if you want.
1.
So you get 2 more charging stations to the
Damn it.
3. But you have 12 B1Bs.
Yeah.
But you have 1 B1BE. She's a different model.
Oh,
I'm slightly different.
okay.
I'm the one with the Bluetooth.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm
We'll...
like, I'll just go back and get one. It'll be fine.
No. I mean, my first. We'll just get them power cells. We'll just improve their power cells.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
They can all have-
We gotta go.
Right.
All right. With the...
Oh, or unless you really want to go back and get one.
You really want to go back and get one?
No, I guess not.
I mean,
I mean, we have like a dozen droids we gotta take care of now.
It's fine. I'll just take longer naps. Roger.
can you make it back? Make it back.
Fine, I'm doing it. So, I don't drive the repulsor lift because that's just dumb. So
She goes real fast.
yeah. Yep. so
Your little...
I pull an R2 and just and scream my way over there.
Nice.
And I'm gonna use my grabby hand to I'm gonna get my grabby hand. I'm gonna put and I've got a box full of what I hope are like the power. They're either more power packs or they are regenerator power. I don't know what you call them.
The stations are like backpack size. They're probably about this big. And like backpack, and so he's gonna have to open them up and attach them into a system. So it's like you guys grabbed just two. It's like we got these because you only had two guys grabbing this one and the other one. So now you're driving back with your big arm. You could probably grab two of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna
just like. Ugh.
No, well, I'm gonna grab them. I'm gonna put them in front of me. So I just like throw them. So it's like straight shot to the ship. So and I'm gonna put like a whole row of them, and we're gonna see what happens, and then I see some legs. I'll take those too. the big droid legs, like the Droideka ones. They're great. They look so cool.
You shopping now?
Yeah.
Picking up spare parts.
Do that too. So I have like a line of like 4 of them, probably. You know, some ridiculous number that shouldn't work. And so I'm gonna now, once I've got it lined up, then I'm gonna spin forward, and then I'm gonna do my rockets, and I'm just gonna rocket straight to the ship.
All right. I don't see a reason you're to like crank your power up to 11 just so you have all the juice.
I gotta get there.
I'll give you an extra dice for it. So roll Dex.
Okay. Oop. There we go. I'm gonna use my force point.
Do it.
I can double it.
We throw down a piece of cardboard on the ramp, so it's not that little jolt. It's like a smooth.
Oh shoot!
Smooth line.
I got a 15.
Nice. All right.
Just like
all this as you're prepping the engines and getting ready to go, the B1s come out and start grabbing the packs as you've lined up, and they're shuttling them in as quickly as possible. The returning troop of clone troopers are now coming back this way. They've got themselves a repulsor lift, and they're seeing what's going on. And as they do so, they realize that you guys are either escaping or something, and they choose not to open fire.
Oh, wow.
A young Jedi, female Jedi, who seems to be piloting the repulsor lift as the clones ready their weapons in that direction, makes a hand gesture, and they lower them as they continue to their destination.
They get charged by the bolt. So, you know.
it's true.
They get charged by the bolt. Well, I mean, technically, the gas.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Jedi takes a long look at your ship, though.
Like, what a piece of shit. How does this even fly?
It doesn't even look like the life support system works.
She casts sense detect life.
All right.
There's no actual life on that ship. No.
Sorry.
Yeah. There's no life.
There's no
Like,
real
organic life on that ship. So, like...
What is going on?
What is going on? Are these droids just working for themselves?
Yeah, the droids so far have been acting strange.
Yeah.
Like surrendering and stuff.
Yeah.
And blaming each other for problems.
An audible chuckle escapes from her lips.
All right.
Okay.
How
The
bizarre.
unnamed... Actually, no, they would have got the comm. I apologize. The unnamed... So this is just to kind of segue up. Just remember that these guys are coming back. Their dropship was in this bay, and it fled because it believed it was going to be attacked by this frigate. So I mean, they have all purposes and reasons to open fire.
It's true.
Yep.
They should actually be opening fire and trying to stop this frigate that turned its guns toward their dropship. But instead, the Jedi's like, nope.
Oh, I was just gonna be like, Argonate, yeah. It's like, die back, yes! You're not gonna take us
Wow. It's like, let them
Yep.
go. I sense something different on that ship. Not bad.
All right. The unnamed engines begin revving up. 3 of the 4 landing gears retract as you begin lifting up off the ground. And you plotting course to what system was it again?
Allentown.
Allentown. Allen.
Allentine. Sorry.
Allentine.
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 Yep.
All right. That's a piloting roll.
Yes, I got pilots.
Oh man.
4.
Arkanator survived.
Yay!
12, 17, 18.
Excellent. As you're leaving the okay, just the same message. As you're leaving the bay, setting course, everything's working fine. You hear this large kapink noise from the back end of the ship, and the indicator saying that landing gear 3 is now missing. As you've exited the bay.
See, I told them not to scratch the ship.
You get out, and and what?
Oh, yeah. I mean, avoid if are there other Republic ships out there that are
Yes.
firing? Yeah.
They're not firing right now, but you're about to move out into their area.
Or like
Yeah, I'm gonna take the long way around.
like Tokyo drift it and
Yeah.
pick up more
Oh, yeah,
droids that are
just-
just floating out there.
Oh my gosh. Can I? No. Because if I don't hit them just right, then I'll like smash them off into space into nowhere.
Arkanator can push them into the ship.
You don't have a tractor beam?
No. We're not that big.
It's the future!
We don't have that yet.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no. Let's get out of here. I want to pilot a course out of the system that like makes me run away from the Republic
Okay.
because I don't want them to think I'm charging them. But I could.
Got a 1 on his force dice, and so did the other one. All right. And as you're coming out, you realize the situation. You turn and get ready to hit it. You realize that that ship has something to do with you and your future. And you realize that the scanner pilots are paying very close attention. But for a moment, you just kind of like cross the idea that this is something important. The scanners, the sensor pilots sitting on your 2 ships that you came here with. You make sure that they ignore that ship that just left. Because you're like, that has something to... You feel a connection to that.
Big old bucket of bolts.
Yes.
Excellent.
Awesome.
You don't know why. As you come out, their ships are like pointing almost in your direction. You're like... Zip! Warp.
Bumbling bumblebee.
It's good piloting. That's
Hyper.
what got us out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly what
Hey,
it was.
it's my story when I tell it.
That's true.
That's right.
That's
Very
right.
true.
That is exactly right. Bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-da. What's that? How does that last song go? Because that's like your ship's like leaving and they go rolling end credits.
I don't know.
Done.
Are we done?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
That's
cool.
it. Yeah,
Whoa.
you escaped.
Oh man,
Good job.
that's great! I can't believe it.
Wow.
Arkanator survived.
Yeah, when you said when I realized that you were in that position, I was like, those clones would be coming back. And I realized her character's there. There's no reason her character let the clone troopers open fire.
That's true.
No, that's
Yeah.
totally
I
cool.
mean, I did fry like something inside of me, so there's that.
Yeah, something's broken.
Yay!
I just smell like ozone all the time.
Oh no.
Love that smell.
Oh man, that was fun.
Awesome. I liked it a lot.
We did it! We liberated
Yes.
droids! We did it!
All right, now we're doing a cutscene.
Oh.
As the ship is going through its chaos, and as everything's going on, down in the computer core, there are 3 technicians realizing what the hell's going on. They communicate with each other. We need escape pods. We can go to the planet, and we can figure shit out. But one of them, the head technician, says, I don't know what that program was, but copy it. It improved the combat efficiency of all the droids. If we disconnect them from the slave computer, they'll fight better. Look how well they were doing. We need to share this with everyone.
You know what just happened?
Dun, 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 dun,
You
dun.
made B2s.
Yeah.
That is correct. Remember when you horribly glitched and you were like lost in thought and then programming, you were like, what would it do?
Yeah.
That's when I was like, yeah, I'm going to say that. This is where the B2 programming comes from.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And that computer text would be like, I designed it all.
Right?
Yep.
Stealing your work!
Oh my
Guess
gosh.
what? I'm getting a promotion
Just
because
another-
I'm plagiarism.
Just another reason.
Another fucking mouth breather.
Another quarrel I have.
All right.
Oh, man.
Well, I had fun. This was the end of the session, so everybody receives their 13 character points.
Yeah.
And the 2 pips.
Yes,
2 pips,
2
motherfucker.
pips.
Oh man, I'm
13
gonna get
plus.
some double soup slurper pew pews.
Double soups, they repeat.
I think when this real group gets together, I think the Arkanator should be a parts seller out in one of the Rim worlds.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Decided to leave the combat life behind and start selling repairs for droids.
Part stealer.
Modifications.
Modifications.
Yeah.
You don't need that restraining bolt.
Upgrades, modifications, everything you need is right here.
I can just see a little R2 driving through the back alleyways with a black cape around it and the cloak over its head. Blowing in the wind.
How many character points?
13.
13.
Well,
That was fun. Thanks for joining, everybody.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
it is always fun.
Oh man. Nap time.
Definitely.
Alright. So, shall we end it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah? Yeah.
Uh,
Da, 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 da.
Bye-bye.
Bye.